stop talking about it and do something!
Suck my dick, Earth, with that bullshit.
Really?
It's like a gentle hate.
Do we have another benevolent saga? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you benevolent with friends over?
I am moving on. I think I'm coming out of the fire closet.
This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat earth person.
Not have a both ways. Not have a flat earth. And things making sense.
Good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another edition of Jam's Flat Earth Sunday Race. We're back once again with the show they don't want you to see. And in tonight's show, we're bringing the very best from the last 2 weeks in conspiratardia, including useless robots, unhappy chemtards, and dangerous carbon footprints. In the UK, the flagshaggers invade France to stop the boats, but they get scared and run away. On the flat earth, we have flatty activism from the Huntsville Space Centre. Jeran destroys a flat earth noob, and the book saga continues. Huey and Meakin break their silence, and now there are 2 books. All this and much, much more in tonight's awesome show. I am your host, Jem, and as always, joining me with their insightful and humorous commentary are just some of the cool kids from the Debate Flat Earth and More Discord server. Good evening, everyone. Look at that perfect timing for once.
Good evening or afternoon, wherever you may be.
Well, you said that you did that whole spiel like 4 times today, and you never mess up.
Oh, I have it written
Same
down.
enthusiasm too.
I definitely have it written down. Trust me. I couldn't do it without. The biggest problem I have is remembering to take breaths at the right time. Sorry, I'm just setting my laptop up. All right, let's get on with it, shall we? What's first? Oh, don't forget, of course, you can join the show. Click the link in the description and join the Discord server. And you can come and make a comment live. Or if that doesn't suit you, you can hit the $ in the YouTube chat and make a comment that way. You do a super chat and then I will read that out. Or if you just want to reward me for all the hard work I put in putting this together, there's a PayPal link in the description as well. And a Patreon link. So lots of ways for you to give me your hard-earned money. Anyway, let's get on with it. We start tonight with a quick compilation of funny clips. The first set confirming that you can't always rely on your children.
Oh, come on. I need you.
I got you.
You got me?
Yeah.
I need you to take care of that problem right there. It's too big.
Too big, so sit on now.
You gonna hit it?
Get back, get back, get back.
Okay. Don't miss it.
Y'all get back. Get back.
Hurry up before he jump. He that leg moving, I see. You see that leg moving?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going ahead and sit from right there.
Handle it like a man, Spooter. You got these.
I got it.
What are you doing?
Your school picture. Did you take pictures today?
Yeah.
How did you smile? Show me. That's how you smile?
Yeah.
Let me see. Did you take pictures at school today?
Yeah.
Show me how you smiled. You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, girls just wanna have fun.
Did you take school pictures?
Yeah.
Did you smile?
No.
Show me how you smiled. That's how you smiled?
Yeah, yeah.
You smiled for picture day.
Yes.
Show me one more time how you smiled. Like that? Okay.
Shine lollipops and rainbows, everything that's wonderful is what I...
Oh, aren't they lovely?
Adorable.
But unreliable.
Yeah.
I would blame the photographer. You know, I mean, like parents have to pay them. I mean, sit there with like a something, make a fart noise, make them a smile. That's your job.
Why did that lady care that there was a big bug outside?
I don't know. I don't know why they were.
You only the point of something similar.
I thought that kid was good. I thought that kid handled it. It was going to. I was like, oh man, this old boy's going to do it, and all of a sudden he's gone.
The great Gertrude Perkins says, I'm unsure whose misery gladdens me the most, Nathan Oakley or Von Helton. Usually it is both. Thank you very much for that super chat, the great Gertrude Perkins. I haven't been following Von Helton. Maybe I should have a look at that and see what he's up to. Anyway, staying with the funny stuff for a moment, our robot overlords are about to take over. But before that, for no real reason whatsoever, a couple of food-related mishaps.
Hola, soy Dora. Can you say puedes hacerme un sandwich? That means can you make me a sandwich in Spanish?
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
I love a good robot messing up.
Oh my god, are you saying the robots are taking over trans women in sports now?
Well, there's a robot in the woman's bathroom. That's messed up.
That'll be the next thing, won't it? A robot will want to run in a race. It will want to assert its rights to run in a race. All right then, next tonight, the Epstein files continue to cause problems in MAGA world. Also, that piggy comment. Take a look.
The only way to prevent this political storm from becoming a political disaster is transparency. Whatever the files contain or don't contain, the perception of a cover-up is eroding what little public trust remains in government. And that erosion isn't limited to this administration. It's corroding confidence in our government as a whole, which is why it should concern all of us. We would do well to remember Watergate. It wasn't the break-in that brought down a presidency. It was the cover-up. That scandal shattered confidence in the Oval Office for a generation, and it diminished America as a whole. The lesson remains painfully relevant today.
I am completely out of patience. I think Pam Bondi is too weak for the job, and I think she's proven herself to be too weak for the job. And I would say not just too weak. I'm going to be blunt. I think she's been completely incompetent. The way that she mishandled the Epstein files is the reason we're dealing with the Epstein files today. She made a mockery of the Justice Department, of the Attorney General's office in regard to how she handled that. She never apologized for that. She never owned that. I don't blame Kash Patel or Dan Bongino. She's their boss. And she created this situation. She's created a bad situation for the president. I think it's been mishandled from the beginning on down. And I think it's time for her to go. I think we need somebody who is a lot more professional. I'm just going to say it, a lot smarter and a lot more aggressive in handling these cases, and that won't make, frankly, stupid mistakes.
And I sit as the high judge. No one can impeach me. And no one will be able to impeach Trump. I have appointed him, anointed him. He is my president for America, and will be so until I am finished with his assignment. Anyone who tries to take his life will lose their life. For he has our protection. He has said yes to everything I have asked for. From the time he was sent from heaven, that was his assignment. And you may not like him. Not only do we love him for the honor he has given to the country that we love, but he makes us laugh.
There's one leader. There's one creator in the MAGA movement. You cannot tell the man that created Make America Great Again what that means. He created it. Who do you think you are? I'm asking that sincerely. There is a plague in our minds. There's a rebellion in our hearts towards leadership. God raised up a leader. It's not Marjorie Greene. It's not Candace Owens. It's not Tucker Carlson. It's Donald Trump. And do you know, just a few months ago, every one of you believed that? Do you know you stood in lines at rallies for hours and days? Do you know you would have laid down and took a bullet for Donald Trump? What changed? Nothing. This president has earned your trust. But I'll be honest with you. God help the world we live in today. There's no loyalty. We're behind you today and we kill you tomorrow. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a plague. And it's a plague that will spread. I didn't say she's a horrible woman. I didn't say she's evil. I said she's a plague. What do I mean by that? The moment you forget who God raised up as the leader, an infection gets in your mind and you can't get rid of it. It's called rebellion. Donald Trump is God's leader of this movement.
Hey, leftists and Muslim sympathizers, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord Jesus Christ. Islam will not have any place in this house. They'll have a place in the ground.
If all the reporters are at the trough feeding off of Trump, and he looks at Catherine and gives her an opportunity to ask a question about Epstein, and she asks her question, he answers it politely, respectfully, but little Catherine, little piggy, won't go away. She keeps running and snorting and pushing her way through the crowd, forgetting all the other little reporters around her, like a oinky poinky piggy wiggy. And with President Trump, he must have Indian in his blood, because he calls you by your spirit animal. That's exactly what he does. The Indians know all about those spirit animals. The animal you act like. That's what they call you. Chief Sitting Bull. A swift eagle. Well, she was piggy, acting like a pig. And I thank God that we have a president that couldn't care less about political correctness. He's a man after my own heart. However they act, that's what they are. And so she should have left the trough, quit trying to butt her way in like a modern woman that wants all the attention and are screaming over men, trying to control men, up there at the trough, and she had already been fed. But little piggy wanted more.
What is it with Americans? Why can't Americans pronounce the phrase, if you like, egg? Why do you always turn it into egg? Plague.
Sorry, but that...
He kept saying plague. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a plague. No, you mean plague.
Yeah, I didn't know what you're saying.
And then you say...
Yeah, what is he trying to say?
You say Craigslist and you mean Craig. What? Why do you do that?
We're crazy.
No, proper name.
Well, look at him. He's a Republican. You know, he's like a staunch Trump. No, he's not a Republican. He's a MAGA. You know, so they're very low IQ individuals.
Ouch.
Oh, yes. All right. Next, I'm just going to say this. I told you this would happen.
Today is October the 23rd, 2025. I am in Florida, and this has been happening all day today. What is going on? DeSantis, what is happening to Florida? This is supposed to be banned.
They have chemtrailed on us here in Perry/Taylor County, Florida, all day Thanksgiving, November 27th, 2025. They have been dumping chemtrails on us all day. And here's the proof. You see that? All those crossover lines? They are dumping something on us. They have done this all day today. These are heavy chemtrails. What are they dumping on us? I am drowning in mucus. I live in so much pain now. I cannot get past long COVID. This mucus is just taking me over day and night. Not to mention a litany of other symptoms I've listed for 5 years now. What are they dumping on us?
Governor DeSantis, you put out a memo in the Florida thing that said we are banning geoengineering and chemicals, and it's a fine, and you can throw in jail, and it's a felony. Well, guess what? Today, I filmed it. Either somebody's laughing hysterically in DeSantis' face and the entire administration of Florida, just laughing in your face, giving you 2 middle fingers right to your face, disrespecting you like that. I got multiple messages today saying they were spraying the snot out of everywhere, and they were. We were clear for a while today, and they just kept spraying and spraying and spraying, and would turn into like these clouds. So I'm begging DeSantis of Florida, did you really ban it? Are you in on it? Or are they laughing in your face and they're going, we don't care about you, Governor DeSantis, and we're not scared of you? Because I'm telling you right now, there's no way you can't tell who took off and flew all over to South Florida, all over Naples, all over Bonita Springs, all over the entire Southwest Florida today on Veterans Day, just dropping chemical. Bro, just say you want to kill it.
Unbelievable,
No,
isn't it?
there's
But
no, like,
also very
Jim
believable. I knew this had happened. I said it at the time when they first introduced those bans in state law. I said, you know, what's going to happen when the contrails and the clouds that they think are chemtrails don't disappear, because they aren't going to go away. And this is it, I guess.
No, the law specifically
your government's not trying to kill you.
The law does not mention contrails at all.
The only thing that's convincing about chemtrails is how stupid they are.
Yeah, but it doesn't mention contrails, but the point is the people that were behind that law were chemtrail people. They're not, you know, they weren't really trying to stop weather modification. They think it's all weather modification. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it was.
I think they really get messed up when they see that checker pattern, you know, the crisscross. And you got to think, an airport that big, I guess they're in Tampa airport, is freaking huge. And there's planes going off every, 5-10 minutes?
Right.
And, you know, when they go up high, it's going to move a little bit. So they're obviously going to make checker patterns, but they love to say that.
Yep.
Yeah, well, they think it's social engineering, poisoning.
Right.
And so they gave them a nod. Yeah, we'll stop the chemtrails, and the jet airplanes are still going to be leaving the contrails because it's
right.
They're just going to ignore it.
Okay, staying with I mean, it's going to backfire, isn't it, on these state legislators that have brought this in, and now the stuff's still there. Now they just look like they're in on it. Anyway, staying with the climate for a moment, here is a lady who is very cross about carbon footprints for some reason.
So I just blew this shit the fuck up because I cannot sit around idly by while they are literally enslaving us before our eyes. The UN just had a meeting about pushing this carbon footprint bullshit, and tonight Apple the Apple from Black Eyed Peas perform tonight, and he's going to be one of the first celebrities pushing this agenda, just like they were pushing the vaccine. I'm telling you all now, this is the precursor to global slavery. Policing humans on their carbon footprint is the precursor to global slavery. Wake the fuck up, people. You all just got fucking vaccinated. People just fucking died off the face of the earth. People are having health issues. And now it's okay to speak out against the vaccine when a lot of us were getting fact checked on social media. But now we can speak the truth. So guess what? They're going to do the same thing. It's the same pattern, same cycle over and over again, where they fucking police us. And then after like 10, 15 years, then all of a sudden it's okay. Then all of a sudden it's okay. But I'm not gonna fucking stand here and let us get enslaved. So humans, wake the fuck up!
She's very cross, isn't she?
Wake the fuck up!
And I like at the start where she said, I've just blown this shit up or something like that. And I thought, what you actually mean is you left. That's
well, if she was a real hero, if she was a real hero, she'd tell us where she lived, and she'd have a compound, and we could all go there, and she'll protect us. That's what it sounds like she wants to do.
I want to know the carbon footprint of her makeup.
Yeah. But the
It's
need
at the Home
for,
Depot number 3.
The need for outrage is overwhelming for some people.
She sounded like a coochie.
They just need to be cross about something.
Especially on YouTube or TikTok, you know. That's
Right.
money if they can dial into it perfectly. You know, that's money.
Okay, to the UK now, and we see that there is some justice in the world, featuring a clip we featured here a few shows ago. Enjoy.
It's another episode of Farage's Britain, where emboldened bigots feel it's okay to lash out, justifying their release of anger, having been worked up from constant right-wing reportage over the issue of asylum seekers being violent criminals and getting luxury treatment in hotels. So, do you remember this guy? His name's Ruben. Well, this happened to him a few months ago.
I think we haven't had much problems. Every now and again I can't sleep because of the protests going on. So they've been really loud. Weirdly, I'd say the protests have actually been the biggest disruption in the local neighbourhoods. I'm not going to die, there is crimes committed by asylum seekers, but it's not a majority. It's a minority of a minority of a minority. And I said the bigger issue is I just want some players shut eye when I go to sleep, you know? They're just getting a bit too loud here, really.
It's a pretty tame stuff. The local doesn't like the noise, but he's hardly going great guns for the protesters. But watch how this whole encounter turns into a horror show as the protesters label him a lefty and then harass him.
Thank you. And in terms of, you know, you've come down here especially.
Excuse me, sir. Are you a lefty by any chance?
No, I don't think I'm left or right. I think mainly I'm just having...
You're a local person.
I am a local.
I've never seen this gentleman before, Glenn. We've been stitched up. Give me the we're being stitched up. I've never seen you.
I'm not a lefty. He's a lefty.
I've never seen you.
Things slowly escalated until...
We caught him. How did Obama said it? We got him.
No, go away. We don't like you. We don't like you. You know it well. It's like that.
Look at that. Infiltrator. And an infiltrator.
Before this video continues, you'll be pleased to know 3 men charged with assault after Brook Hotel protest.
Pino!
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
This from the Norwich Evening News. 18-year-old Ruben, who chose not to give his full name, described how he was chased by protesters outside the hotel on August the 24th. The teenager said he saw a reporter from another news outlet speaking to locals outside the hotel where protests against the housing of asylum seekers have taken place. Ruben, who lives in a street close to the hotel, said he went over to share his thoughts over the noise and sense of intimidation he felt from anti-migrant protesters. And here are the people who were charged. Harry Neve, 23, of Sorrel Grove in Crinkleford, Cameron Brown, 28, of Marlborough Road in Norwich, and Matthew Carver, 45, of Kilpatrick Road in Norwich, are also facing charges of using threatening behaviour to cause harassment, alarm or distress. The three men were arrested on August the 31st on suspicion of a public order offence and common assault after attending a protest outside the Brook Hotel in Bowthorpe a week earlier.
No, what's happened to me. You know, our town's just been down and depressed for, you know, a couple of years now, and it's upsetting to see, you know, local people, you know, struggling and all that lot, and just down and depressed.
So
yeah.
you put the flags up to unify, to cheer people up?
Yeah, to cheer people up, to make people smile, to make people happy. Do you know what I mean? Just bring out unity, lift it up a little bit. You know, it's a bit, you know, it was upsetting to see. And, you know, when we put the flags up, you know, people was happy, people, you know, was smiling, and they had a spring in the step and stuff like that. So, you know, we kept going, so it is what it is.
I mean, it is what it is, but you've been fined quite a bit of money by North Yorkshire Council, haven't you?
Yeah, it's absolutely shocking, absolutely disgraceful. Yeah.
So it's £2,321.28. Obviously, mustn't forget that. They've fined you that, stating that displaying flags on council infrastructure without consent is an offence.
Yeah, well, they're what was it? Fly flags all year round for another cause, but they don't have to get permission for them, like so.
Okay, so what other causes have they been flying flags for, William?
Well, for open air theatre, they don't, that needs looking into. Thomas Murray, MP, said, not MP, Thomas Murray, he put a request to North Yorkshire Council about it. Yeah.
What a fucking moron he is.
Well, it really sounds good.
But it's great to see these people getting their comeuppance. It really is. Especially those people in the first thing, because that was completely out of order what they did there.
Yeah, that was messed up. I mean, that's just narcissist to the point where you're just, well, they're acolytes, really, to be honest. They're all acolytes, and Trump's their acolyte daddy.
Oh. But it's good as well with these flags, because there is a cost to it, and why should the taxpayer foot the bill? The council taxpayer. Why should we all pay for these people sticking flags up where they're not wanted or necessary? West, I can't see
crazy,
the whole of that thing. Hang on, let me see if I can stretch it out.
Just imagine being so disconnected from society, or, well, I guess in their head they are connected. They're just connected with, negativity, I guess. I don't know.
West Side Girl Reacts says local news is like a Monty Python bit. Thank you very much for that super chat, West Side Girl Reacts. Check out that channel when you can. There's good content there. Now, what's next? Oh yes, next, as we enter the season of goodwill to all men, the fake Christians of the UK have decided the best way to express this sentiment is to make up bullshit about people of other religions. Specifically, the Muslims, of course. Here they are with their attempt to adopt the American Christmas tradition of pretending that there is a war on Christmas.
So apparently Christmas is cancelled. Or Christmas has been cancelled by Tesco at least. Have you seen the convoluted twisting and turning that Tesco are going through in their supermarkets to avoid using the word Christmas? Why has Christmas been banned? Why has the word Christmas been banned by Tesco? So they are selling artificial trees. You know the things you put your baubles and your tinsel and everything else on? Christmas trees. But they're calling them evergreen trees. Since when has anyone ever gone, I've got to go to the shops, I need to buy an evergreen tree? Ever. Nobody does. They're Christmas trees. Everyone knows what they are, everyone knows the colour of them, everyone knows the shape of them, and everyone knows when you get them out. Christmas. But no. Tesco are selling them in boxes, and they're called evergreen trees. But that's not the end of it. Christmas cake. You know, the white iced fruit cake with holly and stuff on it? They're selling those as well. They're selling them with the holly on it in terms of decoration, but they're not called Christmas cakes. Top iced fruit cakes is what they're called. What's going on? Why? Why change it? Why do away with it? And who are they trying to satisfy? Are there genuinely people in this country that get offended by the term Christmas tree or get offended by the term Christmas cake? Because if there are, I have some advice. Leave the country. Tesco, absolutely shameful.
When a country starts cancelling Christmas, you know something's gone very, very wrong. And this would have been unthinkable years ago. Christmas markets, which are of course one of Europe's most loved traditions, are seriously under threat. In Germany, hundreds of towns are cancelling their Christmas festivals and their Christmas markets this year. And we're not talking about just little village fairs that, you know, a handful of people go to. These are the heart of the festive spirits. They draw millions of people into the area for December celebrations, for mulled wine, for handmade gifts, for just that sense of Christmas magic. But after last year's attack in Magdeburg, which, if you didn't know, a driver ploughed into a crowded street, killing 6 people and injuring more than 300 other people, after that's taken place, fear has really taken over. People are feeling genuinely worried about another terror attack, and you can't blame them. So security has ramped up with fences, with security guards, with barriers, with surveillance. But all of these security protections cost a lot of money. For big cities like Nuremberg, this is maybe manageable, but for those smaller towns, it's not so manageable financially speaking, and many just simply cannot afford to open. And it's not just security measures that are changing these events, it's culture as well. Reports say that some venues are quietly trying to phase out pork products in order to not offend certain groups of people. And this is happening even though bratwurst and Leberkäse, I'm not quite sure if I'm saying that correctly, are at the heart of a lot of German Christmas tradition. And here in the UK, we're seeing similar pressures. We're seeing rising event costs because of additional security measures that are needed. We're seeing public anxiety, people probably not even going to these really loved events just because they're worried about literally losing their life. It's absolutely crazy. The moment a nation gives up its traditions in order to not offend a group of people or to not provoke terrorists is the very moment that it surrendered what made it unique and its culture in the first place.
Tesco have renamed Christmas tree as an evergreen tree. Critics say the decision is stupid nonsense. All you need to do is not buy one of these Christmas trees. Sorry, evergreen tree. They've slapped this in the Christmas range. A 6.5 foot Christmas tree has been listed for sale for £60 as part of the supermarket chain's Christmas range. Critics have said the decision to sell the plastic tree without any reference to Christmas was a stupid nonsense. Susan Hall has weighed in on this, by the way. Susan Hall said, "It's Christmas, it's a Christmas tree. People don't tend to put up green plastic fir trees for any other reason." What a sentence, by the way. This isn't the only thing, by the way. Christmas cake has now been changed to like a fruit cake. Basically, anything with Christmas in, it might offend people, so we need to remove that. All I'd say to you people is don't buy one of them Christmas trees. Don't buy anything Christmassy from there. Go to the garden centre. Buy it from somewhere that are not scared to say the word Christmas. It's Christmas. We're in the UK, we celebrate Christmas. No, we're not allowed to celebrate Christmas in 2025. We're not allowed to have Christmas. We're not allowed to say Christmas. You're not allowed Christmas cards. You know, we've got festive trees. Christmas markets, what are them now? Winter wonderlands? I don't know what they're called. Festive markets. People don't seem to think that these things happen or they don't exist. Well, they do exist, and it is happening right in front of your very own eyes. And the identity of the UK and what it represents and the traditions are slowly going with it as well. And nobody seems to be bothered. People should be shouting from the rooftops with things like this. Calling Tesco out, mailing them, getting on it. Or do you just let them win and get away with it? They do it for so much, and then people just go, it is what it is. If you buy one of them trees, you're part of the problem. Oh, Christmas tree, by the way. Madness. Absolute. Tesco, disgraceful.
This story is circulating, so here are the facts. Muslim councillor announces Christmas lights are cancelled in Sheffield, England. According to the council, the decision was driven by safety and logistical concerns. Lights and decorations will still be up, but the Christmas lights switch-on event will not happen. Personally, I believe this is their way of boiling the frog. Slowly, over time, our traditions will be removed. Safety concerns, right, because turning a bunch of lights on and gathering with our community is basically the same as being on the front lines of the Middle East. Are we going to say and do anything? No, we're just going to sit back and let them fuck us. Okay, thanks, bye.
There was a story I just read this morning, a small town in Germany that has a Christmas, fest that they do every Christmas in this town. And they just stopped it. They've canceled it this year because there is a mosque by the town square that would be offended, and the police said it will cause security concerns and it will cost more to protect the Christmas market than to run the Christmas market. And so the town had to stop it.
So we've just come down to what is described as London's biggest Christmas market. The only problem is they've called it, if you follow me, they've called it a winter come together. So my challenge now is to find anywhere in this market that says the word Christmas, maybe the word Jesus, any indication that this is indeed a religious holiday in the UK. We've got winter warmers at the winter market. Is this a Christmas market?
It's a winter market.
A winter market? What's the difference?
Something to do with religion. They can't say Christmas, but...
So apparently the stall traders here have been told they can't say the word Christmas.
Hello, you beautiful people. I'm in Tesco's in Braintree and they're selling the wonderful evergreen trees. Wow, look at that evergreen. They used to be called Christmas trees to the normal people, but apparently that's, you can't say that anymore. So, yeah. Hello, sir. How are we doing? I'm wonderful. I would just like to know why they're called evergreen trees instead of Christmas trees. Yeah, is this a Muslim Tesco's? What's going on here? Evergreen tree. What is that? I know there's Christmas round the corner. So I'd just like to... Where's the manager at? That's an absolute disgrace, mate.
I'm going to see if Tesco's has banned Christmas because people that look like me are offended. Let's go. Bloody cold outside, isn't it? But we say Alhamdulillah anyway. Okay, we're going into Tesco's now. Make sure we're in the right shot. Well, it's not a tree, is it? I'm trying to find the Christmas trees because that's the only way you'd know that they've not cancelled Christmas. Excuse me, you don't know where the Christmas trees are, do you? Nah. Still trying to find the Christmas trees. Can't see them anywhere. You're not going to believe what I found, but before I show you, I need to tell you something. As you know, it's absolutely freezing outside, and there's people out there in the world that are living in even worse conditions. And I'm going to be traveling to those regions and delivering winter aid over the next few days, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing. So head to the link in my bio and drop a donation. As for the Christmas trees, I missed it on the way in. Look, it says half price Christmas trees literally as soon as you go in. Now go back and watch the video and you'll see all these signs of Christmas everywhere in Tesco. So nobody is cancelling Christmas because of us.
Right, this year I was like happy to get into the Christmas spirit, okay? I even got myself a fucking celebrations. Number one, fucking Bounty. Christmas is ruined. Fair enough. Second chance. Fucking Bounty? If there's a Bounty in number 3, I'm gonna fucking... Where's 3? Oh my God! No way! Is this a joke? No way! No fucking way. Fuck you, celebrations.
Yeah, celebrations. Fuck you.
Wow,
anyway,
man,
so nothing in that was true, by the way. So, they aren't cancelling Christmas markets in Germany. They haven't rebranded anything. It's just, these evergreen trees have been available for like, I saw one on Facebook yesterday that was like 20 years old or something. I mean, it's...
Yeah, the evergreen tree is because they sell multiple kinds of Christmas trees.
Right.
That's just a way to identify that type of Christmas tree.
Right, and
that's all it is.
The top iced fruit cake is called a top iced fruit cake and not a Christmas cake because traditionally a Christmas cake is iced on the top and all the way around.
Yeah.
So, and I imagine that the all the way around is covered by the packaging. So they call it a top iced fruit cake so that people, probably in the past when they called it a Christmas cake, people complained and said, why isn't it iced all the way around? This isn't a Christmas cake. It's a top iced fruit cake. So that's, I'm guessing that that's where all of that comes from.
Most likely.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I think it's just amazing that quite literally they are just naming what the thing is, because not everyone is a Christian, you know, there's so many different, cultures. Why would you just like pigeonhole one for a full month, you know?
Especially with these things like Christmas markets, which aren't related to the religious aspect of Christmas anyway, are they? It's just people, people who want to sell stuff, sort of co-opting the holiday season for that purpose. So you want to be as inclusive in that as possible, and you aren't getting rid of Christmas because it was never really there in the first place. It's just a description of the time of year rather than suggesting there's any kind of religious aspect to the market.
Well, if you actually if you just landed on Earth, you'd think that Christmas has been here for ever. The word Christmas, but isn't it a fairly new thing? I mean, it's not like. I know it dates back old, but I mean, like this whole how the stores and everything have taken it over, and it's pretty much a month of Black Fridays and Purple Wednesdays or whatever the hell it's called.
And it's everywhere. I mean, you saw there when he went to Tesco's, it was everywhere, and those evergreen trees are in a sort of a cardboard stand thing that says Christmas all over it at the bottom, and you go on their website. They've got a whole Christmas section on their website. I mean, they aren't getting rid of it in any way. It's just, and the whole German markets thing with that girl with the inextricably long face. I mean, there's something like 3 markets that have been cancelled in Germany for various different reasons. Nothing to do with mosques or any of that nonsense. It's all just made up, Made up, fake outrage. People who didn't care what Tesco called their products, didn't care about it last year. It's just the internet told them, that they needed to be bothered about it this year, and so they are.
They're taking December over pretty much, and that's pretty much White History Month, I think, or MAGA History Month. No.
And in the U.S., they seem to be making a big stink about using, the phrase Xmas instead of Christmas.
Right.
And I couldn't help but notice on Antique Roadshow, they had a piece of silver from 1846 that was engraved Xmas 1846.
Really? Wow. Cool.
It's just easier to spell.
Your mum.
They must have. I didn't realise they'd been doing it that long. I've heard all my life. I've heard people object to that, but I think
it goes back to where
they're just being precious to attract attention. I always think when they do that,
No, the X is like the Greek letter for the first letter of Christ.
Right.
Yeah, it's the Greek letter chi, which is the first letter of the Greek word for Christ.
Awesome.
But I couldn't help but laugh. Antique Roadshow, 1846, silver engraved Xmas, 1846.
That's right. The use of that word goes back to 1021.
Oh my God.
It was before the word Christmas.
Possibly. Yeah.
Another thing I want to say really quick, isn't it weird how they're all single, I think, right? They're either driving because their wives are like, get the fuck out if you're gonna play this crap. Kind of like that white-haired flat earther, the guy that the wife always gets mad at him in the kitchen. It's kind of like that. They just get shunned out, and then no one's holding the camera for them ever because no one wants to deal with their dumb shit. So,
right, let's move on. Still in the UK, not quite. Flagshaggers now, and this week a couple of them decided to take it a step further. And once again, after they have been telling us for months that their flags on lampposts are all about unity, we see what it's really about. So please join the Men of England as they travel to France to stop the boats.
We can have a look and hopefully we can stop this invasion of illegals carrying on through the month of November, which has been a monumental month over the last few years, and this month's been considerably low. Hopefully hopefully we've contributed to a little bit to that, as well as the weather. But if they're going to go sort of this morning. So it's currently 2:15 in the morning, and we've just got to the shuttle and we're going across. Raise the colours.
So now we're in these sand dunes now in northwest France. And you can see, you know, there's their drinks and litter and this, that and the other. And as we're walking up here, what we found, Bill? We only found a dinghy. What we found, Dan? Ding dong ding. So there's Mr. Dinghy that we found.
For legal reasons, if you don't mind.
Oh yes, please, for legal reasons.
For legal reasons, let you know that luckily for us, before we got here, someone has damaged this boat, and
No.
yeah. So someone has done a good deed.
Who was?
They've
No.
damaged this boat, so it can't. So we're lucky to find it this way.
So we found
for legal
this.
reasons, we can't touch boats.
We're not allowed to touch boats because we'll get arrested.
Yes. So we, for legal reasons, we did not do this.
But
we found it the way it was. So
can you believe that?
Some bugger has bloody done this to the boat. And
Who's done this?
Who's done that?
Yeah. Oh, Jay. Roll, Britannia, Britannia rolls away. Britain, never, ever, ever. So, we're over the moon, as you can see. So we found a boat. Oh, fuck. So we're going to get it out. Yeah. Let's get the lot out. Go on, Billy boy. Go on, Billy. Right, I've said I'm going to come off. I went on thinking, I don't know if it loaded, so I've gone onto Facebook. So basically, go on, Bill. Go on, Billy. Come on, Billy. Raise the colours. Raise the colours. Go on, Billy. Look at that. Look at that for a fucking English warrior and soldier. Look. Come on, boys.
Oh, that was brand new. That was brand new.
Look at that.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
You can smell it.
You can smell the rubber. Outboard. Look. What's that thing there?
I think this is protected. Underneath it.
Yeah, look at it. It's never been used. Look at it.
Never been used. Brand new. Oh, mate.
Yes! Look.
Lucky there's someone.
Oh, wow. I can't believe it. Bastard. It's reconnected, yes. Oh, guys. So, we're in the dunes in France. We're knackered. We slept. Now there's a lorry over there, or a coach, that wasn't here before. You see it? And that's where they bring them in, on coaches. Oh, come on, zoom in. The phone's fucked again. It's one of many, but it's another one that's not coming. Hopefully, whoever was going to get on that one, you know, he's going to be here for a little bit longer. But we were not going to stop. We got a plan to stop the whole thing. Stop the whole thing going forward. That's the game. That's the game. That's the aim of the game of what we want to do. We want to stop this completely. It's not right. People shouldn't be living in fear. What's happened, Dan? Down there, someone is.
Luckily for us, obviously for legal reasons, some good Samaritan has made sure that
we're going to call him the Sand Fairy.
The Sand Fairy.
The Sand Fairy has come.
I've done that. So
And they've damaged that boat. So that won't be able to come to England, guys.
Just shows you, with a bit of effort, that the French aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. The British.
Two!
Ladies and gentlemen.
By default, we've only found another one. Is there two? Yeah.
One. 10 to 10.
I think there could be another one underneath.
So we are high. Oh shit! Security. Oi. Security guard.
Get all the stuff. Right, we're scared now, getting caught with the boat. Obviously, we've uncovered this. Let me see if I can see this guy. I'll film him. Shit! You fucking seen me? You seen me? Bonjour? Fuck. Fuck. Dunno. Guys, I'm gonna come off. Yeah, come in, yeah. Just one. Got rid of the... Oh, fuck. He's got a thing in his hand. Bonjour, bonjour. I'm gonna come off, guys.
Wonder how they knew we were here.
Nah, I don't think it was. I don't know.
You have identity card?
No.
Not on
No,
this.
not even, don't even mention the finger. ID. Just don't even mention it. Cockadoo. Got it on my phone. Passport. I have a picture.
Yes, a picture?
Yeah.
Just to not your identity. Just you have identity press card?
No. You got a picture on your phone? I've got a picture of my phone. Picture.
Yes.
So that was eventful. So that's what's come and got us, guys. Basically, we have been. I don't know what's gone on. I don't know what to say, but the police have got us, and we're in the middle of nowhere, and they have landed on us like a ton of bricks here in this area. And I don't want to film them because there they are on the top right hand corner of the video. But yeah, so these guys must feel quite embarrassed, really, because if you think about it, I mean, this is their job. This is what they should be doing. They get paid to do this by our government.
Fucking what a bunch of fucking idiots.
That was so great, man.
Yeah.
That was great. It's like Weekend Warriors, man. And then he was all talking manly at first, like, all right, man, we're gonna stop this illegal stuff. And boom, first person, he's doing whistles and bird calls.
Right,
And,
absolutely shit himself, didn't he? And, you know, like he said at the end, oh, this is what the French police should be doing. Well, some blokes were fucking around with a dinghy on the edge of the beach, and the police turned up. I mean, that they did what they're supposed to do, right? That's what they're meant to do. So
they have been. The French police actually have been slashing dinghies.
Right, and I don't know how those dinghies got there, but I think they'd have been slashed in the past, and they just buried them. Somebody just buried them. I don't know. I don't know, but it just doesn't seem likely that that's the way that they use them if they're coming to the UK. They dig it up from being buried somewhere. What would be the purpose of that?
yeah, that's like digging up like a Chevy truck in Mexico. You're like, well, dig it out of this big hole, guys, and then back it up and pick you guys up.
It doesn't really make sense, does it? So I don't know quite why that inflatable was buried like that, but I don't think that was ever going to bring any immigrants to the UK, at least, not in this stage of its life. So I don't think they really achieved anything with this trip. I know they like to think they do, and they have, but even if there were some people were going to use that boat to cross the channel and the boat got wrecked, I mean, they're paying these people to supply them with these boats and things, that the people who supply the boats would just supply them with another one. You know, it would just, it isn't going to stop them from coming. It might delay their trip slightly, but if they want to come, they'll come, you know.
Yeah, I think this is all a master plan by the guy with the bun in his hair, because he is really touchy-feeling with all his friends. I think he did it, planted them so he can have like a weekend with his buddies.
Well, we're going to see some more from him now. More from France now, and the men of England, I must say that right, the men of England go to confront migrants in a camp on the French coast. It's okay, though, because they are not scared. Definitely not scared.
These are the lorries. NGOs there, look, so the NGOs are signalling. She's one of the NGOs here. You're right, how you doing? How's things? Where you from, dude?
How's it feel?
It's alright, where you from, mate?
With convicted criminals.
I'm a criminal.
No, your mate is. He's a convicted criminal.
My mate's a criminal. Where you from, mate? Whereabouts? Whereabouts you from? Sorry?
I'm from here.
We're here to just... You're not from Dunkirk, you're from England. So what are you supporting? Are you one of the leaders of the gangs that are telling these people to come over on boats illegally into our country? Are you? Sorry, are you or not?
I thought you said there wasn't a gang.
Sorry? Oh, so you are watching us then. So what do you do with these guys? Are you the one that buries the boats in the dunes? Do you bury the boats? Is it you that buries the boats for these guys? Tell me some more. Tell me some more. You one of the leaders? You one of the gangs? You one of the ones that bring these guys in? Tell me. No?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar, yeah? Yeah? We're not scared. We're not scared. We're not scared. Come and tell me. Tell me more, please. Tell me. We're here to help. Come on. We're here to help as well. We want to help our own country at home because we don't want our country like this. So where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? Come on, where are you from? You want these guys in? I don't care, lads. I don't care. I don't care. No, I'm not a pussy. We're from England. I'm not racist. Not racist. Not racist. I'm not a pussy.
But it's alright, you're not the criminal.
No.
That's Daddy's
Who is?
brother, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
He's the one who kidnapped someone by
He's not a criminal, is he? Yeah? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, look, we're getting attacked. These are the people that are going to come into our country. It's not right. I want to speak to you. I want to speak to you. I'm not being racist. You're getting people to attack me. I'm not antagonising anybody. I'm reporting that this is what you are bringing these people into our country that are unvetted, and our women and children are being raped because of guys like you. Who are you and where are you from? Why are you covering your face, you coward? You piece of shit coward. Come on, talk to me. You the one burying the boats and the dinghies? Yeah? Yeah? Is that what you're doing? Talk to me. You can't talk, can you? You're looking for your backup friends. Come on, talk to me. Why are you covering your face? Because we know your eyes. You can't talk, can you? You know? Huh? Come on, talk to me. Talk, please. No? No? Reading out the reg of cars.
Oh, just your car.
So what are you doing? Come on, what are you doing?
Just wandering around.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you? I think you're assisting these guys to come into our country illegally. That's what I think you're doing. You're assisting these guys to come into our country illegally. You're telling them what to do, where to go and what to say. You're telling them to take their clothes off. You're telling them everything. You're a full-on NGO, mate. That's where you are. Who'd you work for? Utopia 56 or Care for... Sorry? Well, what do you do? I don't give a fuck. I don't care about none of you. None of you are welcome in my country. Don't care. Don't care. I'm not being racist. There you go. See, one or two. Yeah, we're getting.
Because you're harassing people. 2 people were murdered here last week.
Murdered.
French people.
Murdered. Really.
Murdered.
Really. You can shout now. Yeah. Really.
2 men were
Yeah. Well,
murdered.
we've had women getting raped and butchered on our streets and stabbed to death by unaccompanied illegals. What's he doing? Bring the car. No. We're not scared. They've all got tools on them and knives. We're not scared. And it's people like you. We don't want you here. We don't want you here. We do not want you coming on boats unaccompanied illegally. Okay, so film what you want.
We don't care. No. It's got to spin it, Bill. Spin it. Bill, spin it. I need to calm down. Tell your people. I need to calm down. Why? Why? Tell your people. Tell your people. Why? Tell your people. Come on. No. Listen. You're filming me. Look. No, I'm not racist. This isn't about race. I'm a fascist. Why? Because I want to stick up for my own country. Listen, you're not welcome. You're not welcome. You're not fucking welcome. You're not fucking welcome. You're not fucking welcome. I'm fucking scared of you. And I'm not scared of none of these. I don't give a fuck. You're not welcome. None of you. I don't give a fuck. So fuck you. Fuck you. Can walk by me again. I don't give a fuck. You're a piece of shit and we'll be back. And the English will not stop. Come on. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, look. Get in the car, man. Just spin the car. Come on, spin it. Fucking told you right now. Back it up. Back it up. Quick. Now jig it, go. I don't care if it goes. Go. 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 You fucking pieces of shit. Let's go. Okay. And that. You alright? Yeah, I'm good. You alright? No, I didn't want you to get the car. Careful. Should get to the border and get the fuck out of here. It's people like him why we're all fucked. Just pull over down the road, need to jump out the car, set and get a drink. Yeah. Fuckers. Mate, that we cannot fuckers! In our country, mate. They are peaceful, nice. Don't think so, guys. These are the scum of the earth. These are the scum. Slow down. Look. Good now. Cesspit. The wreck France. Imagine all them in our community. Imagine them around our daughters. Oh wonder, not around my daughter. Not around my missus, not around my family. See what he had in his hand? Yeah. He had a fucking shank in his hand. Big fucking stick with a fucking glazed him on the end of it. See, the NGO signalled to them and then they started throwing stuff at us. The NGO. You got my wallet? Signal for them to attack. Suddenly they came out with... Can you all hear us? But what we wanted to do there, Ryan was literally just talking, he was having conversations. Yeah, go straight. But it proved that these individuals, the temperament. Can you imagine those people around our kids, around our communities? This is why it's so important people realise what this government are allowing to happen. Our government thinks that it's okay for these guys to just come in and run around our country. Yeah, they're violent people. We didn't go there with any intent of violence.
I mean, big rockets at the cars, man. Nice people at home.
They cannot be around our kids. They cannot be in our communities. They cannot be in hotels and HMOs around our country. We are literally asking. I mean, those there are Afghanis, Iraqis, Kurds. I mean, considering what happened, you know, the Afghan that stabbed that dog walker, the Afghan that shot the two guys, the woman in America. I mean, this is so serious. If you don't, I know that you're all sitting there looking on phones and it's all great, but this is the reality of what's coming for our children, because we are seeing the very beginning of all this. When it then progresses into what it's going to be in 5-10 years time, maybe even a lot sooner than that. You know, these men, their mindsets, the way they live, they are never going to change the way that they are. They're never going to be westernized. They're never going to be able to behave themselves in front of our daughters, in front of our wives, in front of our sisters. And this is why me and Ryan have tried to warn people of the dangers. And I know it's very well to say, you know, things over a screen, but please believe me when I tell you, this is a very
Very, very, just gotta keep going around it. Very, and that for me, that was it. That was the icing. That was to show, you know, that these people within a split second
switch
and become seriously. We're just part of different.
Serious.
The men of England there. Running away.
Let's go and antagonize some fucking desperate people until they fucking lash out, and then we're going to say it's their fault.
Right, that's exactly what they did there, and you know, you heard him say that there was the icing. Yeah, and you know, you saw straight away, straight on his phone, vlogging what's happened. Then that's what this is all about. It's about creating the stuff on video. That guy who was sat there in the front seat vlogging into his phone has a conviction for a violent kidnap. So
no shit, he does.
Right, yeah. And a couple of weeks ago, I had a clip of him, I think I had it on the show, where there was this protest march, and he was in the march, and they went under a footbridge, and someone on the footbridge threw a bottle of, somebody said it was piss, but some brown liquid was thrown. And he was at the front of the march, sort of near this, and even though he could see on the footbridge there was like about 4 police on there, he still went running up there to try and, you know, whatever he was going to do to whoever threw the bottle. So, you know, he switched in a moment. You know, one minute he was peacefully marching, the next minute he was charging up this footbridge to try and get whoever had thrown a bottle at them. You know, it was a plastic bottle, by the way.
He's like, the closer I get and the more I yell, the more views I get. All right.
So I just think, you know, it's all it's a show, you know, they're creating you know, I mean, what did they think was going to happen when they turned up at that, you know, where those migrants are like that? I mean, they're going to get chased away. And you heard that guy say that 2 guys were murdered here last year, you know? I mean, people are making many, many thousands of pounds off, you know, enabling these immigrants to cross the channel. You know, they're not going to play around. You know, and that guy who had got his face covered and everything, he knew who they were. He knew their names. He knew things that they'd been saying in their videos. He knew all of it. So they're keeping a close eye on them. They know when they're about and what they're up to. You know.
Yeah, it seems like the other group, the rest of the group, were kind of smart. Like, were they in the van the whole time or whatever? And he was
really
the loud,
sure what happened.
one.
I'm not really sure where they were, because I think what it was, because they were he was right next to the car at one point, wasn't he? So I think what it was, I think they were worried that they wouldn't be able to get the car out, that it was being swamped by people. So I think they maybe shot the car forward a bit, and then he had to run to catch up with it. But it was funny, wasn't it, when he was going, "Come on then!" And then, you know, about 5 seconds later, he broke into a full-on run as he tried to get away from
Away like a little twitch.
Yeah.
But he wasn't scared.
No. But it did. The situation did escalate very quickly, didn't it? Because they sort of.
You could see he escalated it.
Yeah, but as they walked up, there were a couple of guys on the side of the road that you saw right at the start of the video, and then everyone appeared to be in that sort of encampment sort of thing, and then. Sort of as it progressed, all of a sudden there were guys in the fields at the side of them. There were guys there were guys everywhere, you know. So it just seemed like all of a sudden,
like a green evergreen tree.
All of a sudden, people were everywhere, and they'd positioned themselves to stop them from getting away, you know. So anyway,
It's like,
it was
they
fun
didn't
to
set the
watch.
trap on them.
It was a paid tree riot.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. An evergreen tree right.
Okay, let's get a bit more silly. Copper paint is a problem, or it protects you from a problem of some stupid shit like that. Anyway, you decide.
So today we're going to hit on a video by Scott Lubick on EMF paint, and you guys are going to want to watch this one. Check this out, paint with copper in it to block the EMFs. Now someone's going to go, well, what happened to the lead paint? The government banned it, which we'll talk about, but here's the copper paint. Look at that, 25% copper blocks EMFs. Now someone's going to say, well, why do we got to block EMF? Well, the government loves putting these out, causing pandemics, actually. The government also put chemicals in the water supply to corrode everybody's copper pipes to get them to switch to plastic, so they're no longer protected from EMF. So those same chemicals that corrode copper pipes also corrode lead pipes. Isn't that interesting? Now let's talk about some more coincidences. 1973, first rollout of cell phone, and people start getting sick. Just a few years later, the government decides to ban the lead paint. Must be just a coincidence because you could actually shield your home. Then in 1991, they try to get rid of all copper and lead pipes to switch us to DuPont plastic. What will we do without them? And then this pedophile came along in 1996 and put together a lawsuit protection act for cell phones. If they put a cell phone tower in front of your house, or if it harms you, you can't sue for damages. So on that note, we kind of know who the culprit is of trying to get rid of the copper, get rid of the lead, and probably the asbestos too, because how would you burn things down if people still had asbestos in their home? Things to talk about during Thanksgiving.
It's all real, folks. Anyway, that's...
Yeah, we're going to be talking about it at Thanksgiving, and then we're going to be talking about Grandpa's goiter also after that.
Right.
Copper has been used in paint for hundreds of years.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure it has. Oh, it's crazy.
This is that new copper, though.
Yeah, they had lead paint before they had radio. Before there was any EMF, they had lead paint.
They used to have, they had arsenic paint as well at one time, didn't they?
Yeah, the green stuff.
Yeah, they used the arsenic to make a green colour.
Green wallpaper, mostly.
Yeah, and you can still find this wallpaper in old houses in England sometimes, you know, underneath other wallpaper, you know.
The arsenic tastes like arsenic. Oh, God.
What are we on now? Okay, to the flat earth now, and a bit of activism, I guess you could call it. This guy decided to try and get himself kicked out of the Huntsville Space Center within 20 minutes. He actually times himself. As he is a flatty, of course, this failed miserably.
Yep, here I go. Got my ticket, so the timer starts right now.
Yes, ma'am. Just straight out that door right there.
Hey, quick question. Is the Earth flat or round? Is the Earth flat or round?
What now?
Is the Earth flat? We living on a flat Earth or round globe?
I think the Earth is round.
It's flat.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, NASA's all about lies. All about lies. You lying, guy. Did we land on the moon or not?
Yes, we did.
No, you didn't. No, we didn't. Guy full of lies. No, we didn't land on the moon. We didn't land on the moon. That was a lie. Yep. Hey, everyone. Is anybody believing the lie in NASA? You know, I think the Earth is flat. The Earth is flat. Anybody else? Did we really land on the moon? Did we really land on the moon? Come on. Yes, it's all about the lies. Nobody? Yeah, we didn't go to the moon. We didn't even land on the moon. Yeah, facts. That's facts. Yeah, good to see somebody agreed with me. We didn't land on the moon. You work here?
Yes.
Yeah. Is the Earth flat or round?
Pardon?
Is the Earth flat or round?
Round.
No, it's flat. We never landed on the moon. Was there one shooter on JFK? See, that's not real. That's not real. That's not real. Never landed on the moon. Yep, we never landed on the moon. I don't know why we're back in this hoax. Was this a Broadway play? We never landed on the moon. No, we didn't. Oh, so you believe me? Well, you gave me the thumbs up. I mean, what are we doing? It's not an argument, it's facts. It's facts. Yeah. It was all hoax. It was all hoax. Not real, not real. We didn't land on the moon, guy. You're part of the conspiracy. You. Anybody supporting NASA or working for NASA is... Yep, CGI. That's CGI. That ain't real. Not real. Yep, the Earth is flat. It's not an argument, it's facts. The Earth is flat.
It's an opinion.
No, it's facts. We never landed on the moon. Is that opinion? Is that opinion or facts? Yep, 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. I don't think I'm getting thrown out of here. I don't think I'm getting thrown out. Excuse me, sir. You're supporting a lie with NASA? It's a flat Earth. We never landed on the moon. Yeah, I'm right. I'm right. Right? Yep, well, it's a fail. It's a fail. I thought under 20 minutes.
Literally nobody gave a fuck about him, did they?
For real. He just did a solo mission, huh? A freestyle mission to there. And didn't get anywhere.
He has no ability to read the room at all.
No. I just like the way that, you know, it didn't shock anybody, did they? They'd all heard it before, and they all just knew what, you know, they're not going to engage. There's no point, you know what I mean? That was the message I got from that, you know.
Did you think? I didn't see any signs, or I don't know if he did, but he was doing a complete solo mission, you know?
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone with him. No.
Yeah, those are the ones that just like to hear their voice, you know, like, all right. And they tell their Discord room, they're like, guys, I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going to do it. I'm going to flat smash some fucking Globers.
Right. I mean, it is quite a weird thing to do on your own, if you think about it. I mean, I would kind of, if I was going to do that, I'd want someone with me that I could sort of bounce off them, you know what I mean? I could have a conversation with them, but loudly enough for everyone else to hear or something like that.
Yeah. Or go on a date with, a girl or a guy or whoever.
But it's very juvenile, isn't it? It's, it's just childish and silly. Anyway, talking of childish and silly, Jake the Awake, formerly Jake the Asshole, formerly Flat Earth Asshole, has had some interesting guests this week, and it turns out, you'll like this one, VD, the NFL is being faked using magnetic gloves.
I'll tell you what, I was in Alabama in 2015, and I was helping build the NASA space. It was the engine testers, 20 stories high, okay? So I went inside the museum there, the Space Shuttle Museum on Huntsville, Alabama. I met an older guy. I don't even know if he is alive. This is 10 years ago, dude, 2015. So I met an old guy there, and he said he had a license to drive the moon lander. He had a license for it. They actually, that's what he showed it to me too. They had a license to drive the moon lander. How stupid is that? Was the cop going to stop you if you don't have a license? And he showed it to me too. I believed it, hook, line, and sinker, right? I didn't know that it was fake, but I mean, it might have been real, the license or whatever. But to driving on the moon, come on, man. I believed it at the time, but now it's get out of here. I mean, you could have stuffed that big old thing in that little whatever you want to call little spaceship part, the capsule part. Well, then I think they said they unfolded it. It's collapsible. I think that was one of the explanations. It was collapsible, and then they open it up. Now you have a full buggy.
All right.
And then get this, Jake, and get this one now. My daughter just told me the other day that my grandson is learning history, and part of the history is 9/11.
Let's not beat around the bush. You tie back to Jeranism, and Jeranism is a fucking shill.
Okay, so you meaning he what? Takes money for to lie?
He pretended to be a flat earther for 10 years. Don't fuck with me, dude. And then he flip-flopped on the moon landing stance after he flip-flopped on the flat earth. Yeah.
I didn't know he did that.
What regular guy becomes a flat earther, starts doing the Baby Truther show with your fucking dumbass and Dave Weiss and Rose 777 and Alex Stein watching cartoon babies dancing?
I was not in the Baby Truther show.
Right? Weren't you associated with Jeran around that time?
Sure, but I was not a part of that show. I mean, I was just
sure. You're associated with Jeran, and now you're sticking up for him, acting like he's not.
Am I right? Am I sticking up for him right now? Have I stuck up for him at all?
You insinuated he's not a shill.
I asked you what a shill was. I asked you to define it. I haven't heard that word in a long time.
I consider anyone who works on behalf of the government or some entity and lies and puts on a fucking show, and wastes everyone's time and scams people. Yeah, I consider that a fucking shill, and that's what he is, and that's who you tie back to. That's how I know who you are. You want me to talk about some of the people who you associate with and why they're all fucking scumbags and time wasters?
I think you need to, because that's your grift, right?
If these people, no, you guys are low-level shitbags who I don't even need to expose, dude. Because you don't really have anybody who watches you, and you're fucking irrelevant.
You're right. You're right. I'm making my waves. You know, it's a slow start, but what you have to realize is that your sort of game is very limited. It's a good game, though. I'll give you credit. You've got it figured out. What you do as far as, you know, needing all these people, the enemies are all here on YouTube. I'm the one protecting you from them. They're all shills. I'm not putting it on a show, even though when I say, hey, you know, I'm just the asshole, and I'm kind of wacky out there. I'm gonna yell at the homeless people.
You're not making.
How is that not the show?
You're not making a point. You haven't made any sort of point. You're just calling what I do a game, and then you did a really shitty impression of me. That didn't even sound like me. Hi, I'm the asshole, and this is an impression of how the asshole did, dude. What the fuck
sounds
are
just
you
like you.
doing? You're only here to get people to look at you and then go to your channel. That's the only reason.
I was sent here, dumbass. I was sent here by somebody, okay? I was sent here on behalf of my CIA handlers, okay? Listen, dude, we're on to you. We're on to you. We are on to your shit. And we're tired of you coming after us to expose us, okay? The CIA has your number, okay? Listen up, man. We know where you are. We know what you're doing. So you better put a stop. If you expose any more of us, we're going to be out of a job.
Yeah, and see, this is a routine that you're playing to make it sound like me calling out shills is just made up crazy grift.
Well, you couldn't define it.
You're basically making it out like no one's a shill. And so if you're just like, oh,
I didn't know what the word meant.
Sent me over here to mess with you.
Well,
because
if I ask you,
knows everything, right? Yeah, I see what you're
doing. If I ask you what a shill is and you can't even answer it,
it's not gonna work. You're a shill bitch.
You won't even tell me what it is.
Attention on my program.
Oh, the one that you opened up to the public?
So this is the attention you're gonna get, shill bitch. You tie back to Jeran. You tie back to Dave Weiss.
Everyone's an enemy, right?
777.
But you have the truth.
Back to Sanity Machine. You tie
you
back
got
to
it all figured out.
You
got it all figured out. All my enemies. You're so right. All the people that I don't agree.
So he ties back to nothing but fucking shills. And he came here to do what? What was his purpose here? Why did he want to come on here?
Yeah, I was digging back to you. I was digging back in your videos yesterday, I think it was, and I was kind of just looking at the NFL stuff from before the season kicked off and all that. It was pretty cool. And then I like the magnetic gloves one. I actually won money on that Hail Mary from Murray to Hopkins. And you can see the ball snap. Magnetic gloves and DeAndre Hopkins. There's some gematria there as well. I thought that was funny back then.
They've cooled off on the magnetic gloves since I called it out. In my first year, I've been doing this for 4 seasons now. This is the 4th season. So the first season, they were still doing like Odell Beckham style fucking one-handed grabs like every week. And so once I called it out, and then I had a few videos like take off on, like I had some shorts go like semi-viral, you know, 500,000 views and whatever on exposing it. And then people were sharing it on TikTok and on X. So some of my material has been shared on TikTok and X by other people and has went bonkers, right? So there's millions of views on some of my videos, maybe not here on YouTube, but you'll hear my voice breaking down the fucking play. So anyway, what I was getting at is when I busted up for using the gloves and I had some videos go viral, it's almost like overnight they just stopped having the one-handed grabs as much. And so now they have maybe one guy pull off a one-handed grab the entire week and he'll be on the losing team. But there were dudes doing the Odell Beckham fucking one-handed grab like every week. And it seemed like it slowed down considerably when I started busting them for wearing the fucking gloves.
They still wear them though.
The next season is when they started everyone dropping the ball. So I swear, like they went from like lots of different NFL guys doing the fucking one-handed grab to then like, oh, catching a football is so hard, right? That like on any given night, the Chiefs will have 6 drops. Each of their receivers will fucking drop one, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? So now it's like a part of the game. It's like expected that the receivers are going to fucking drop an easy one.
Well, I don't know anything about American football, but it seems all that seems a bit unlikely to me.
It sounds like this guy Jake has never actually tried any of these gloves because he's right. They're like magnets. You throw anything and it sticks to the glove. It's very easy to catch because of the grip.
Really?
Well, they damn near have glue on them.
Yeah, it's really easy. It's like the gold club or the goalie gloves for soccer. Right. Those things stick to the ball too. Same thing for football.
Well, both sides have them, then I don't see the problem, you know? One-handed catches are
most competitive leagues ban those type of gloves, though. So, like, even like high school and little kids leagues, they won't let you wear those because it's basically cheating.
Right.
It's funny that he has enough arrogance.
Everyone, when a wide receiver, you've caught one-handed catches before. They're not like impossible. They're actually not even too hard as long as the ball's put in the right place.
As long as your hand is big enough.
Yeah, if you're one of these giants that plays American football, you've probably got massive fucking hands, haven't you? So
yeah, they should be able to grab the ball.
Right.
His arrogance that he thinks he actually affected the NFL in any way is funny.
I know. That is hilarious, isn't it?
Since I've spotted it, because he's yelling.
Yeah, they saw his stuff. Sorry, Pazza, go ahead. Good to see you.
No, hello, sorry, but it says since he spotted that they've changed everything around.
Right.
Just because of him.
Changed and no one noticed.
The NFL meeting goes, shit, that bloke in that hat spotted it.
Yeah.
He's such a hypocrite too. Like he's like, I'm on here. I'm not trying to make a big scene of myself, this and that. And he's got the big hat on, and he's boasting about all these useless facts that he has and records that he made up. It's just, I don't know. Narcissists are funny.
Yeah, they're going to change their net strategy that made $24 billion in 2024 because of what you said about their magnetic glove.
I did notice his friend Rob was chroma keying that lovely apartment building. I wonder what bland shithole he's actually in.
Right, yeah. I wonder, because everyone has that, don't they? That with the piano and everything.
Man, it looked like he was living a luxury life.
Wasn't Jake the asshole friends with Jeranism too?
I always have the beach. I do. I like the beach. Right. As you may have heard, Mikey Smith of the channel Horizontally Opposed, is suing the Canadian Space Agency. I was sent the actual court documents this week, so here is a video of me reading Mikey's claim. Enjoy. Statement of claim to the defendant, Canadian Space Agency. A legal proceeding has been commenced against you by the plaintiff. The claim made against you is set out in the following pages. I, Mike Allen, is stating that Canadian Space Agency is committing fraud, knowingly publishing false data results, and or claims breach of duty. CSA has failed in its obligation to act honestly and transparently with my taxes. 2. Misuse of public funds. Normally spend money on projects they knew were not real, viable, or represented. I am looking for real facts and proof that space is real, and they will have no concrete facts on their claim. 3. The plaintiff brings this action against CSA publication and promotion of fabricated or misleading information regarding its programs and missions. 4. Facts. At all material times, the CSC was entrusted with public funds and responsibility for accurately reporting scientific technological achievements. 5. The CSA knowingly misrepresented facts and outcomes of certain projects, including, e.g., images are fabricated or altered showing manipulation. 9. I am requesting the Canadian Space Agency to provide their so-called pictures and evidence of space without conducting computer software imagery towards the pictures. The pictures and images are fraudulent and misrepresentation, knowingly presenting fabricated images as true or secure funding or public. The Canadian Space Agency has a duty to report truthfully, which they are not doing. Tax money is being spent promoting false material, conspiring a story about space. The Canadian Space Agency is using an analyst of computer-generated elements in space imagery. They are artists and representations of what they think so-called space should look like. Fraudulent. 11. The plaintiff is asking for Canadian Space Agency, what direct evidence do you have that space exists beyond Earth's atmosphere? How can ordinary people verify that space is real without relying solely on government or corporate claims? What technology, satellites, telescopes, spacecraft provides indisputable proof of space? I am looking for the Canadian Space Agency to show me raw unedited data or imagery from Canadian satellites. 20. Until the Canadian Space Agency opens its files, provides raw unprocessed evidence and allows for independent verification, the question remains, are we being shown reality or just elaborate production designed to maintain funding and control the narrative? The burden of proof is on the CSA, and so far their evidence looked more like CGI than science. 21. The plaintiff seeks the following from defendant: general damages, damages done mentioned in damages list, emotional distress, compensation for mental anguish and psychological harm, psychiatrist documents records. Plaintiff is seeking the amount of $80 million. Damages: anxiety, trouble sleeping, sleepless nights due to the knowing the fakery brought on by the Canadian Space Agency, not being able to participate at a normal level of conversation, worried. Mental suffering, discomfort, dysfunction, distress of the mind not working well, hard to make decisions. Humiliation, the amount of these days of feeling stupid. I've never felt so ashamed or stupid and humiliated due to the Canadian Space Agency. I am too embarrassed to even be comfortable around my family and friends. Depression, knowing that my family thinks I have an eating disorder due to know the facts on how the Canadian Space Agency has brought this on, a depressed mood or loss of pleasure or interest in activities for long periods of time. Apprehension, fear that the world of human beings, not human doings, will not see the truth and continue with the crazy world we live today. When we don't see the truth, everything is destroyed and our humankind. Freedoms. Loss of companionship. Family thinking I have a brain disorder and eating disorder. I have a lack of willpower to move on in life due to the fakery of the Canadian Space Agency. Deception, deceit. Concealing, misrepresenting the truth, chicanery, deception, dishonesty, duplicity, fraud, hypocrisy, treachery, trickery. Damage of reputation. I have lost the excellent standing of my person. The negative effects on my relationship with others, family, friends, public. The Canadian Space Agency has injured my reputation by spreading falsehoods about where I live and my life. Emotional distress. The amount of anguish, humiliation, mental suffering that has put on to me from the pattern of events of the Canadian Space Agency with green screens and computer-generated images of the fake globe. So, I did that well, didn't I?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Go through, isn't there?
It was bardsome.
Anyway, the court made a decision on this. And
before you reveal what that decision was, can I just compliment Mikey on the excellent writing of that?
Oh, it was brilliant.
That was beautiful.
Just brilliant.
It was an example of the stupidity he was feeling.
And the
Clearly.
decision of the court was that he has to pay $700 in costs.
Well, you can take it out of his 800 million.
Yeah.
You went the whole gamut of a list of ailments and problems. And
Yeah, he is suffering, obviously. It's clear in that he's spiraling and everyone around him is worried.
Right.
Who filed that?
Yeah, that's it.
Mikey Smith.
He did. There was I thought I'd heard the wording of the complaint was far more crude. That seems rather refined.
Well, I did actually do him a few favors there. You know, I noticed there was one point where I added in a word that wasn't there just to make it make sense. And there was a few times where, because there was no punctuation, I sort of naturally commaed it. You know what I mean? So
right. Yeah. Used commas everywhere. It was poorly written. It was written like maybe at the 8th grade level.
Yeah.
I love the way his numerical list. His numerical list started with 2.
Yeah, that's right. He didn't have a number 1.
Oh, poor
and
fella.
actually, if you notice there on the video, when I'm reading out the last bit of his depression effects and all of that sort of thing, you'll see underneath it you've got 19, and that's actually how the document is. It gets to 18, then you've got his list, and then it does 19, 20, and 21 for some unknown reason.
Just added them on.
Fill it in later, if you have to lie. If he has to put some magnetic gloves on, you can do it. There you go.
We shouldn't laugh at him because I think he does have a diagnosed learning difficulty, but he keeps putting himself out there, doesn't he? He knows he's got a diagnosed learning difficulty, but he always thinks he's way cleverer than everyone else.
It sounds like someone in real life is worried about it. If in the eating disorder bit and that bit, that's obviously someone around him is concerned that he's not able to function. But he did at one point. He said deception, deceit, chicanery. I thought, someone's got a thesaurus, haven't they?
Yeah, he'd literally just gone to the thesaurus, hadn't he? And just got a load of words.
What's he going to do now? I wonder when he's going to repeal it.
I don't know. He hasn't really made a video on it. His last video, which was after this decision, he did mention something about how he'd got lots of problems at the moment or something along those lines, but he didn't say anything about it specifically. So I don't know. I haven't. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? But I guess he'll give up on this idea because a couple of times he said, he believed it was going to make him rich. That he was going to be a millionaire as a result of this. So, All right, then, moving on. Flatty loon Santos Bonacci was interviewed recently, and he took this opportunity to spew the most ridiculous bullshit, which I'm sure you guys will enjoy. 2 clips to come. Here is the first.
What is astrotheology? What is syncretism? The flat earth? Cannabis in the Bible. Okay, so what is astrotheology? Well. The Reverend Robert Taylor, 200 years ago, Birmingham, England, went to jail for teaching astrotheology. And here are all of his lectures, which I've done multiple presentations on. Okay, so astrotheology is the science of the stars. Everything is star stuff. You came through portholes, wormholes in the firmament called stars. The ancient Greeks said that the stars are actually embedded with the zodiac as well, the zodiac belt, the whole dome. They are embedded in the etheric firmament like nails. The Babylonians said like nails. They're nailed to the firmament. So we come through there, those stars. They are our ancestors. And we become a youngster, then we become a mister, then a master, monster, fraudster, gangster, jester, trickster, imposter, disaster, superstar, rock star. Sisters become spinsters. And by the way, if you put an I in front of sister, you get ISIS.
Interesting.
So everyone's a star. I've met disasters, lots of them. I've met masters. But we all have a dynasty because we have ancestry, the ancestors, the stars. And what I teach is the true model of the unified field of all things. All is atum. The true atomic model, which is the torus field, red shift, blue shift, which I will show you right here. I should have had this ready, really, which is what I have in all of my presentations. That's it. This is the model. This is a torus field. It's red shift, blue shift. And this is your torso. Your bottom chakra is what color?
Red.
Yeah, you're paying attention. What about your throat chakra?
Green.
No, that's your heart chakra. What's your throat chakra?
Is it blue?
It's blue. You have a rainbow. You have an electromagnetic rainbow. Torso, torus, field. Everything is electromagnetic. No wonder that's fun. This is the monad, atom. See, the bottom chakra has 4 petals, 6 petals, 10, 12, green energy. By the way, energy and green are the same word. Just throw out the Y, and you've got green and energy are exactly the same word.
Wow.
So what happens is when white light splits, goes through a prism, out the other side you get a rainbow, or you get red shift, blue shift. This is the shift. This is how everything works. Red shift, blue shift. Red pill, blue pill. Red blood, blue blood. Republicans are red, Democrats are blue. Neither of them gives a fuck about you. Roses are red, violets are blue. Red siren, blue siren. Red tat for hot, blue tat for cold. Blue for boys, pink for girls. How many more blue and red symbolism? Superman, red and blue. Jesus Christ, red and blue. Just Google image Jesus Christ of the Sacred Heart, and you'll see red beam of light projecting from his heart, and then on the other side you'll see blue. Funny, isn't it? And if you look at the pH scale from 1 to 14, from acidic to alkaline, you'll see that acidic is red and alkaline is blue.
Wow.
So everything that's happening, the model of the universe is this. This is counter space. This is time-space. This is, see the time? Can you see the hourglass?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is space. The wave amplitude and the wave length. That's space. Saturn is time, and Rhea, his partner, is area, space. So this is... Okay, so where was I going?
Space.
Okay. Yeah, so this is time, see the hourglass, and space. Saturn and Rhea. Okay, now, what's happening is, this is radiation, this is gravitation. Not gravity, the Newtonian theory, which still has not been upgraded to a fact. I believe about 6 years ago, some scientists were boasting that they found gravity a gazillion light years away on planet Gazunkabub, and they detected gravity there. And they were all cheering, and the scientific world wrote papers about it. Yes, gravity is now a fact because we found it on planet Gazunkabub, but we can't find it on planet Earth. Anyway, radiation, gravitation, fission, fusion, right turning, centrifugal, divergent, and here it begins to be left turning, centripetal, convergent. And so what energy is doing is it is doing this at the same time. And it's the serpent eating its tail, the Ouroboros, the eternal eight.
Right.
Yeah. And that is what I've been teaching for a couple of decades now. And that is the one and only model of all things.
Wow. So why don't they want this being taught to the mainstream, you think? You said someone got put in jail for teaching this, right?
George Carlin, obedient sheep, workers, work, obey. Remember? Rest in peace, George.
Well, I have no idea what any of that meant, but I know you guys are going to be able to explain it to me because you're all clever and shit, right?
Oh, yeah, sure. What I've learned is if two words are the same, if you misspell one of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I said to him. What the hell? I think it's pretty cool, the whole...
same word without the Y.
And on that note,
No,
what
that's what got me too. I'm like, an urge?
Yeah. Yeah.
And on that,
But I think,
You sounded like Pete Shea.
yeah, on that two words misspelt meaning the same thing. What a load of hits.
Yeah.
yeah, for real. Yeah. I think the transition between these gurus, these flat earth gurus, do their own thing completely, like this guy.
Oh yeah,
You know, and
he
to me,
really
the same
believes he's a
thing, you know?
guru. This guy does. He really thinks a lot of
Yeah,
himself.
I mean, just imagine that kind of ego, fucking megalomaniacal, I think it's called, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He is extreme.
Megalomaniac.
Yeah, he is extreme, but he's not unique.
No,
Yeah.
but he is
Yeah,
actually.
I mean,
he is actually really vile when he's challenged. You know, he's been in a debate once or twice, and I think once, and he was just absolutely vile. You know, just torrents of abuse. You know.
He looks like your average yoga instructor to me. They're all the same, all of them.
It's been late in like a decade.
He looks like a yoga instructor from Bondi or from Byron. I bet you any money he's from Byron.
He looked like he had a nice house, you know. So
yeah, Byron then.
I think he lives in Thailand now or somewhere like that.
Oh God, that makes sense.
It just does the random
fish whisperer.
The random smattering of words all over it, you know, not in any order, not in any kind of. There was Tom, there was Lamb, and there was Tom, and there was all kinds of stuff on there that just didn't.
Centrifugal convergence.
I knew you'd like it.
You got to hand it to him with that whiteboard.
Yeah.
They absolutely, all of them, to a man, absolutely love the fucking toroidal fields, don't they?
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah.
They can't get enough of it.
Yeah,
honestly.
Actually, that's you make a good point there. We're going to be hearing more of toroidal fields. But before that, more from Santos. And we hear about a mask that can make Joe Biden look like Kamala Harris.
So I've always known that we've been interfered with by some kind of Nephilim, you know, entities that are impersonating them as human.
Right.
And there's a lot now that is exposing them that they're actually, some of them are using masks, masks that are so brilliant that you can put one on and you can turn yourself into a girl, and you can
Kanye.
be a girl doing an interview, Kamala Harris, one day, and then you take the mask off and you're this other nasty politician, I don't know who, but you can rest assured that Kamala Harris is a man, and she's wearing a mask, and that when she takes it off, it could be Joe Biden. I don't know. But I'm telling you, there's enough out there on the net now that's showing people about these masks. Oh, for 3 decades, I was knocking on people's doors as a Jehovah's Witness.
Wow, I can't picture that.
I served in an Italian congregation for 4 years as a ministerial servant. I served in a Portuguese-speaking congregation in Melbourne for 4 years as a ministerial servant.
What was that moment for you as a Jehovah's Witness when you realized you wanted to leave?
Well, look, I don't regret having been a Jehovah's Witness and a slave of a Rothschild 501c3 corporation. I don't regret it, man, because it taught me to love sacred things since I was a little boy, and it taught me about the Bible, which is still my favourite book. It's the best book. From September the 1st, this is probably the last show I'll ever do.
Wow.
Sean, I don't know. Yeah, in a week, I'm going to go full-blown recluse and private. The only way people will be able to interact with me is by joining my Patreon. And for free, you can join it for free, and I do 2-hour lectures every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Mexico Central Standard Time. And I do syncretism for 2 hours, and that's it. That's all I'm going to be doing. I won't be doing any more shows like this. So I've been a public, very, very public person for a quarter of a century. Okay, with music, I've travelled the world, toured the world, played in the best arenas, MGM Grand Arena, Las Vegas, St. Paul's Cathedral, New Zealand, Dunedin, packed out crowd of 300 people in a cathedral, a Tartarian cathedral. I've played in cathedrals, arenas, stadiums, I've played in India for Louis Vuitton. Some of my clients are National Bank Australia. The Melbourne Symphony Orchestra used me for their end-of-year entertainment, Christmas parties. The Santos Band, the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, the one that has the reputation of being the greatest in history or in the world, and Elton John himself and many other artists. I think even Michael Jackson or Prince used the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra. I entertained them.
Crazy. Why are you deciding to take this hiatus? Is it for safety reasons, or you're just tired? You're burnt out?
I need to conserve and preserve my energy, brother. I've given my energy graciously, generously, and abundantly for 25 years. And I want to be a hermit. I really want to be my own unit and not interacting with people. The interactions are red shift, blue shift. I've got haters and I've got respecters. And I know that Jesus had haters, and I'll go down in history just like Ned Kelly, the greatest hero who ever lived, who grew up 20 minutes from me.
He's a narcissist,
I grew
man.
up in Wirrallie, Victoria. Ned Kelly grew up in Glenrowan, and that's where he did all the shooting and all the big with his armoured. Remember, Heath Ledger did Ned Kelly, and Mick Jagger did Ned Kelly. The first full-feature movie in history, 1906, was Ned Kelly, and more movies have been made about Ned Kelly than any other. Jesse James, Billy the Kid, you name it. Ned Kelly's the number one. I grew up 20 minutes exactly from where Ned Kelly did all these good deeds, killing bad cops. Look, listen to this. Ned Kelly went to Beechworth Jail. I went to Beechworth Jail. From Beechworth Jail, see, Beechworth is a gold rush town in the late 1800s. But Ned Kelly was kicking around while Billy the Kid was shooting. They were shooting at the same time. They were both Irish.
Wow.
Billy the Kid and Ned Kelly. That's it. They were alive at the same time, and they were killed around the same time, 1881 or whatever. Now, both Ned Kelly and Santos Bonacci went to Beechworth Jail, and then from there went to Melbourne Jail. Only he went to the old Melbourne Jail. I went to several Melbourne jails. They were just, you know, bringing me from jail to jail. Now, that's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? That's a nice one. Ned Kelly went to Beechworth Jail. I went to Beechworth Jail. Ned Kelly was jailed and hung in Melbourne. I was jailed falsely, as history will go down and tell, in Melbourne, in many jails, I think about 4 or 5, in Melbourne.
Wow. So you were a little troublemaker out there in Australia, man.
Yeah, I sort of kind of did a bit of this talking about things that I shouldn't have been talking about, i.e. the truth, tricks. Redshift, you want red pill or the blue pill?
Red.
Released on my birthday, March the 24th, the astrological eve of the year, the end of the year, March 24th, my birthday. The Matrix was released on March the 24th, 1919. Now, that movie is full of truth, which people do not, they haven't got the faintest idea how many levels of truth are in that film. They haven't got the faintest idea. So the truth is in the movies, but the media, they're liars.
Yeah, it's the media that are liars.
Real.
What was that Ned Kelly tangent?
Did you say the movie was released in 1919?
Yeah, I think he meant 1999, and it was actually the week after when he said it was March the 31st. So.
I've always said it was
But everything that happens in the world is happening because of Santos Bonacci. It's all links back to him in some way.
His
claims that he entertained the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra is hilarious. My dad's got 2 half sisters that are in there, my half aunties that are members of the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, and I guarantee you he never fucking played for them.
Well, I googled the Santos Band, which is what he said he was in, and I couldn't find any reference to it. So, you know, I don't know how he's picking up these massive gigs, because his marketing is dire. But also, you notice he said, I played in stadiums and all of this stuff. And then, but the biggest crowd size he mentioned was 300 people in a cathedral.
Yeah.
And
I
not
call
to be
bullshit on that.
and not to be bad, and not to be bad on Australians, but none of the Australian orchestras are rated in the top 25 or so.
I love the way he name drops by proxy, doesn't he? He goes, oh yeah, I play there, and Elton John, right. he's played that orchestra, and he tells you about this orchestra playing with all these people,
right?
You know, and then you know, it's just like, oh, they're illustrious, and then I entertain them,
right? Yeah,
and it seems like he's been in and out of jail like a dozen times.
That's what he seemed to be saying, didn't he?
And proud of it.
Let's look him up.
Okay, let's move on. Jeranism took on a flatty newbie called OTW, which stands for Out of This World, I believe, in debate last week. It did not go well for our newbie. 2 clips to come. Here is the first.
All right, so for anyone who's here that don't know me, I'm Patrick, aka OTW, and before I explain how the Flat Earth model accounts for 24-hour sun, I wanted to make one thing absolutely clear. No one in this debate has shown a single piece of continuous, unedited, and independently verified footage of a full 24-hour Antarctic sun. Not a montage, not a time lapse. I mean real evidence, start to finish, without cuts. If this phenomenon is so obvious, why is the proof so rare, so controlled, and so inconsistent? Now let me break down how the Flat Earth model makes sense if this better than people assume. Sorry, I'm reading this out, okay? So first, what most people call Antarctica in the globe model is not what we refer to in a flat model. We don't see Antarctica as a tiny frozen continent at the bottom of the ball. We see it as the outer ring, the ice boundary surrounding our world. This cages the geometry completely. With that layout, the sun doesn't move underneath the Earth. It moves around it in a circular path like a spotlight, and during its widest outward circle, that spotlight can illuminate the outer ring for extended periods. So in the Flat Earth model, 24-hour daylight happens not because the Earth is tilt, but because the sun's circular path reaches its farthest outer arc. And before anyone laughs this off, consider this: if the globe explanation is so perfect, why can't any civilization freely explore Antarctica? Why are flights restricted? Why does the Antarctic Treaty conveniently block independent investigation of the very region that supposedly proves the globe model? This debate isn't about what we've been told, it's about what we can verify. And right now, the Flat Earth model offers a geometric explanation that doesn't rely on censorship, restriction zones, or government-approved footage. If the 24-hour sun is real, the flat model can account for it. And the globe model still can't show it without edits, excuses, or limitations. That's why I'm here to challenge the narrative, ask the questions no one wants to ask, and bring clarity where the globe model leaves only assumptions.
We want to also apologize for being wrong for 10 years. It's important to bring up that sometimes we're wrong, and when we are, we just admit it if we're men, and we don't run around and make up fake magical suns in the sky and they appear where the globe says they'll be and call that a flat Earth model and have no clue that their model has been completely falsified. I guess that's my job. So when I come back and say, hey, what I've been teaching for 10 years is wrong, we live on a globe. The fact that about 4 people have listened to that and the other 40,000 have chosen instead to continue pushing a incorrect model. They are the ones indoctrinating children now. They are the ones lying to people. They are the ones making things up. They're the ones pretending. You just asked, I guess we won't get into that, but why can't I independently go explore Russia? I'm wondering why they won't let me do that. If I show up there, they're going to put me in jail. If I don't have paperwork, if I didn't get permission, I can't just go to any country and do that. But you seem to point out that we can't go to Antarctica, but we can't go to any country. So it's just, you're just making nonsense there. By the way, I'm not a glober, so people might consider me a glober. I'm not a glober. When you are a believer in the globe, you're just normal. That's all. So I went from believing in something false to realizing it was false, and now I believe back to the normal. That's all. I wouldn't call that a glober. Or else you'd have to call yourself something if you think of, men are men and women are women. Do you call yourself anything, or is it just that's just the way it is? So we need to talk about the 24-hour sun. Obviously, there is no flat model that can ever explain it. And to come across as, we have it all explained, it's the outer ice ring and the sun goes around. Yeah, that's 10 years ago. And in order to believe that, you have to believe that the South that we're taught is a lie. That's required because as we're taught, the South is the opposite of the North, which means that 80 degrees north is the opposite of 80 degrees south, et cetera, et cetera. We know that the sun goes around us from left to right in the north. And when you go down to the south, it goes around you right to left. You mentioned that there was no nonstop footage. There is a 24-hour video on Will Duffy's page. What could you possibly want more than that? It's a 24-hour video, meaning it lasts 24 hours. So I don't know what you're talking about when you say we have no continuous uncut. But what do you mean? What is 24 hours? Seems to be pretty continuous. Seems to be pretty uncut. So there's only one model that explains all that we see, and people have known that for about 1,000 years or more, and we have simply come to this point in time and said, "Hey, we know better." We because we can't imagine living on a globe, it must not be a globe. And then when it's proven to be a globe, we still say, well, we're still not going to believe it. We'll still say that, we can't look at lights in the sky, or that eventually somebody will come up with a new map, which will never happen. So that's basically it, is that the 24-hour sun put the nail in the coffin. The reason that there's no movement in this space anymore is because people are stuck on a faulty belief that cannot be expanded on, that cannot be added to, that cannot be talked about, that cannot be discussed, because it is wrong. So if these were actually truth seekers, none of you are truth seekers, by the way. A truth seeker would do what I did. Go and seek the truth, and when you find it, you flip your belief to the truth. Not go and seek the truth and then deny it because you don't like it. It goes against what you thought for the previous 8 years, 10 years, 5 years. That seems like a pathetic grift. Not a grift, it's a pathetic cope. All right, everybody's just coping with the fact that the model that we all believed in got debunked. End of story. There's no question at all. Zero. The lines of longitude. Well, we can go through. How much time do I have?
20 seconds.
Okay, so we have the 24-hour sun in Antarctica, the upside-down moon in the sun and moon. We have the reverse motion of the sun and moon going backwards, the converging lines of latitude back to the South Pole, the equator distance on the flat versus the globe. South celestial pole proves there's a South Pole. South Pole can't exist on your map. Did you know on your map, the flat Earth map, the South Pole is everywhere? Everywhere. That's the South Pole. Even though we send people there, there's a little sign there, but it's everywhere on the outside of your map. So the flat Earth, it's just time to give it up. It's just time to say, okay, we were wrong about that. There's so many other truths and conspiracies and things to worry about. The reason this whole community is stuck is because they can't get over the fact that they were wrong. That's all.
First of all, I don't necessarily subscribe to the flat Earth model the way it's been established. Like you said, like they mentioned 10 years ago that was the model with the sun and the moon rotating around. That's not the model I'm here to present. That's not the model that I'm here to kind of promote or defend. Right. The model that I'm presenting today has the sun is actually a focal point, and it's reflected from the middle of the vortex that we live inside of a torus field. And to better explain that, but I have something here to show you. But before I go there, I have a document from NASA which would dispute everything you just said, unless you would want to call NASA liars.
Sure.
I just wanted to bring this up real quick because this is a document directly from NASA. It's called NASA Reference Publication 1207, Derivation and Definition of a Linear Aircraft Model. All right, and right in the introduction here, if we go really quickly past this part and I go to the introduction, this report documents the derivation and definition of a linear aircraft model for a rigid aircraft of constant mass flying over a flat, rotating Earth.
So they're just stating that we're making it easy by not putting it on a spinning Earth, because that makes it more difficult. The math gets more difficult. And we're doing it on a standard flat plane, so it's less difficult. We don't have to include any curvature, because you would have to include all that math when it's really not needed. Just like if you were to build a Home Depot, do you need to know if the Earth is curved or if it's flat? You don't.
There's like 50 pages of math in this document. It's 108 pages long.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, is the math easier on a flat, non-rotating Earth, or easier on a globe?
Well, wouldn't they have to compensate for curvature? Wouldn't they have to compensate for like the gyroscope?
No.
Doesn't none of that have to adjust for curvature?
No, not for curvature. No. You're just flying above the Earth.
That's fascinating. Oh, I just wanted to know about the footage for the 24-hour rotating, in Antarctica. Is there a link for that? Is there a possibility? Any Jeeps? Do you have access to that? Because if you can drop that in chat, I'd like to see that. Because I haven't probably. I've searched for it, only found edited stuff.
Oh dear, he's not doing well already, is he, this newbie? I mean, the NASA document. Oh my God, come on.
Just repeating the same, same old.
Yeah.
In his opening statement, he talked about the South Outer Rim, and then he follows up and goes, "That's not the model I'm promoting."
Right, that was unbelievable, wasn't it? He described the model and then said, "That's not my model."
Toroidal fields.
Yeah, that was in there, wasn't it?
You can
going back.
And the best part about Duffy's 24-hour is that 28 frames a second. It's not time lapse. It's standard NTSC video.
Right.
You can tell he's definitely AE, whether he knows it or not, because he said, "Oh, it's the very region that proves the globe model." No, it's not. Every region of the Earth proves the globe model. It's all been mapped, and it only works if it's on a fucking curved surface.
Right. It's
the only one.
So much of this stuff that they've attached to Antarctica, that's supposedly been faked in Antarctica, you can see, anywhere south of the equator, right? You can see a south celestial pole, and, you can see which direction the sun is setting in, and all of this sort of thing. You can see the moon and, its orientation. You don't.
Sure.
You don't need to go to Antarctica and have stuff faked for most of this
stuff.
But they don't understand. Jeran said as soon as he was in Punta Arenas, he knew the gig was up because he saw the sunset way in the southwest, and he goes, "Up, we're done."
Yeah, I mean the fact that when they say the very region that proves the globe model, what they don't understand is that's the very region that makes the AE map a nonsense. That's what they mean. They don't realise they mean that.
Right.
They've now, a lot of them, all the Earth-Oentians clan, they've all moved to another AE map where they've got the point that's stretched from a single point, like this, rather than the South Pole, into a rim. They've now chosen a point in the middle of the Pacific, because guess what? No one's what does it mean anymore?
Right. Yeah.
They've just got ocean on the edge. They've not talking about what the firmament's resting on anymore, or the firmament. Don't talk about that. They've now got Antarctica as something the sun can go round. Antarctica is now a big island. They're just moving it. They're skidding around on ice, carrying trays of nonsense, trying to keep everything from spilling.
And their thing always was that there had to be this ice wall to hold the water in. That was, an argument that they used to make, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And to support the firmament.
I always love this NASA document, this engineering document. They never talk about the rigid aircraft of constant mass or the non-turbulent atmosphere.
Which doesn't exist.
Right. They always go right for the flat, non-rotating Earth.
Right.
I mean, like you say. Once you've been seasoned to this, when someone brings that up, you go, "Oh, it's the primary facepalm." It's like, "Oh no."
Yeah, I know.
This is the yellow belt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right then, more from Jeran and OTW now. Enjoy.
Let's say that is correct, and let's say for argument's sake, I'll agree because let's say I saw the video.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that on a flat plane that can't happen, right? The way that I believe I can explain it today is it's a possibility that the sun can make a 24-hour loop when it comes to the Arctic Ring because it's a projection.
Okay, so do you have a map that you use, or what are we talking about? Because you said the sun goes around which way? Clockwise, right?
I didn't say that actually.
Well, you said the sun goes around. You said at the beginning of your intro.
Yeah. Well, it does an arc in the sky, and
okay. So if you're looking down upon it, which way is it going? If you were
it's doing like a wave, right? It's traveling like a wave
on the flat Earth.
Well, yeah, because all right. There's footage out there of you see the different positions of the sun. It does the shape 8, right?
Oh, you mean the analemma?
Right. So that says that the sun rises and descends in the sky at particular moments in the seasons. You agreed? Yes. So that means that the sun actually travels and follows the electromagnetic field of the Earth. And when it does that, it comes around and when it's at its highest focal point, it can project out into the outer ring and have it seem like it's doing a 24-hour rotation, but it's actually just a reflection of the sun.
I don't know why none of this stuff open. I don't think you understand what the 24-hour sun did. That it goes the opposite direction.
It does, because there's this what you call North Pole and South Pole is not actually North Pole and South Pole. It's actually the outer ring is it's a negative pole, and the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn are the actual other South Poles, right? And and that proof is when you use the compass and you cross the equator and you go into the southern. The compass will still read, it'll tell you that the north is actually the South Pole. But that's wrong, because in your model, it should be pointing back up north. But seemingly, they've came up with these two different magnets, right? You have the magnet for the North Pole, and you have the magnet for the South Pole, the compasses.
What'd you say, Jeran? Compasses don't work that way. What do you mean? So the compass points north. If you're in the south, or if you're in
to the magnetic north.
Okay, that's how compasses are made. Yes,
right. But when you bring that same compass, when you're in northern hemisphere, you bring it down south, the north will point southward.
No,
and the south will point. It will be opposite.
No,
but the reason for that is because the South Pole is actually another negative pole. Okay, and there's a Taurus field that goes through the equator, which is the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn.
Jerry, can you steelman this by any chance? Because I'm having a hard time following.
No, I mean it's just off. It's not true. So I'm trying to bring it back so you can see. So what's below Polaris? What do we know is below Polaris? Which is Polaris is the north celestial pole, and what's below it?
Oh man, right? I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
The North Pole.
Okay.
Isn't that what? Okay, so Polaris, and right below it is the North Pole. All right. So there is a south celestial pole. So what is below it? What's directly below the south celestial pole? It has to be the South Pole. There's no other answer that even works. It's just that's how the world works. So that tells you that there's an opposite world. There's an opposite. We have a symmetrical world where the north is the opposite of the south and the south's opposite of the north.
Just like I'm going to pop in here and say, well, if the Earth is supposed to be rotating at 1,000 miles an hour, okay, how can you account? Because if you have anything rotate in your visible view at 1,000 miles an hour, whatever's on there, whether it be a tire or something turning, it's going to expand outward. That centrifugal force is going to make that the whole thing is going to expand outwards. So how does water stay on a spinning ball? And you're going to tell me, oh, it's gravity. But then, you're telling me that the gravity is compensating for the centrifugal force pushing outwards?
So if we were out in space right now, let's say we went out here and we're looking at the Earth like this. This is how fast it would be spinning. Do you understand that? That 1,000 miles per hour to the Earth is so minuscule to us out here that we wouldn't even see it spinning. Because hold something up right now. Hold something that you have in your office or hold something you have on your desk. Hold it up, and now I want you to turn that around once a day. You can't see it. It's that slow. So now picture on this Earth is a bunch of water, and there's atmosphere, and it's moving so slowly that nothing's getting flung out into space. It's moving slowly. Now you could, but it's 1,000 miles per hour. Yeah, it's a gigantic Earth, and just like something is gigantic would be, the speed is different than something small. When you're a small little being, but now picture if there's people on this Earth. And it's spinning this fast that we can't even see it, are those people going to be flung onto space? No. See, so we just have the incorrect ideas in our head. We have the incorrect assumptions that we've made because you know why it is? It's because flat earthers are liars. And these guys go around, they keep saying the same things over and over again, even when they're wrong, even when they're getting debunked, even when they get told that they're wrong. They don't care. They just keep saying it. Dave Weiss will keep saying the same thing over and over again, even though he's dead wrong. He shows like a picture of Mars that he shows like bushes, and he's like, oh, NASA put this out. NASA put it. And no matter how many times we tell him that no, NASA never put that out, you got it off some shitty website, he doesn't change it. He keeps saying it in these interviews. So it's like we need to recognize when people, here's the sad thing. When we got into flat earth, it was because we felt we were being lied to. We felt our children were being indoctrinated, so we said,
Agreed.
let's get in there and let's change it. Well, we got in and we figured out we were wrong. So guess what that means? It means now we're the ones doing the exact thing that we came to stop. We're the ones lying to the world. We're the ones indoctrinating children. If you are teaching your children flat earth, you are hurting your children. They will be worse off in the world because of you. And I find that hard to believe that anybody really wants that.
Always goes through my mind when I see the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time, and the crescent moon is not reflecting a full moon. I mean, the sun's not. If the light is refracted onto the moon, right? That's how the moon is supposed to be lit up in the sky. How come there's a crescent moon in the sky instead of a full moon when we see them both in the sky at the same time?
Because
the sun's not in the way, right? If the sun's not in the way of, if the Earth is not in the way of the sun, how can the moon have a shadow? And if you're seeing them both in the sky at the same time, that means the sun and the moon are the Earth isn't blocking the view. And you also perceive that the moon is doing a
hold on, the shadow of the moon is not from the Earth. The phases of the moon are not from the Earth.
Where are they from? Where do the shadows come from?
From the angle that the sun's hitting it. How much of a ball can you light at one time?
Yeah, but if they're both in the sky at the same time and you're perceiving,
how much of a ball
they're literally there.
How much of a ball can you light at one time?
I guess half of it.
Right.
But so I'm talking about a crescent moon here.
Hold on, but that means that the moon is always half lit. It has to be half lit every day, all day. So if we see different parts of it, it's because the sun is either further behind it. So we're going to see less and less. When it's a new moon, we don't see any of it, right? Because half of it is lit. It just happens to be the other half, the far half that we can't see. And when it's fully lit on our half, it's a full moon. It's not very difficult.
Right, but it still doesn't explain the phases of the moon, though.
What do you mean?
Because there are totally different phases. Crescent moon, they have all kinds of different moons. It's like, and when you perceive it in the sky, it doesn't really add up, because you can have the crescent moon completely at the bottom, and then the sky, the sun's in the sky at the same time. The sky is blue. You see that white thing there, and it's not, adding up with the projected light, which, in my opinion, observably doesn't make any sense. Like at every given time, if you're looking at the sun is in the sky at the same time as the moon, the whole moon should be lit up, because there's nothing in the way of the sun to project its light onto the moon.
The sun is behind the moon. It's further than the moon. You understand that? I don't know how far. I mean, I'm not going to give you that number, but
so-called science says so, right?
Well, again, it's like, well, no. I mean, we see the moon go in front of the sun at an eclipse, right?
That guy is so out of his depth.
Oh my God!
He's a long way down He's a long way down the rope ladder, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Ernest admits the moon goes in front of the sun for an eclipse. Wow, what an admission!
This is like going back 10 years in flat Earth. He's going like.
And the description of the compass was like, and then the north like swings around and starts pointing somewhere else to the negative pole, and Jeran goes, "That's not what happens." Right. I mean, if he can't wrap his head around the way a compass works,
right?
Then this guy is not. This guy, I can't imagine he's I have a hard time believing he's an adult.
Schuber, there's a lot to unpack here, but this falls directly into the thing that these people don't have critical thinking skills. They don't ask themselves. They don't ever think, well, what actually happens to a compass at the equator or in Australia, right. And they don't even go online and even find out. They just, in their mind's eye, create a postulate a mechanism that they think works, and that's it. That's it. Then that's set in their mind. They don't actually ask questions and endeavor to find answers to those questions. How many times in a day do you think, you Google something trivial, but you don't do it because you have an idea. You just want to find some extra information and possibly use it in a different way. They have none of that ability, or they have none of the impetus to do that. So they will just come up with shit like, compasses don't work when you get south of the equator. I've heard that said before. Compasses are useless when you get, but it's just not absolute fucking groundless nonsense that they cement into the wall of their thoughts.
Right.
But
Yeah,
this guy's worse
guys,
than
down.
But this
the
guy's
guys
worse
in
than
Ecuador have.
most.
And the
He's
guys
worse
in
than
Ecuador
most.
have two equators. You know, two compasses. You have walk 10 feet, and the one doesn't work anymore. You know.
Oh yeah, the two tropics. Yeah, the Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Cancer. Those are the two south poles.
Right,
Sure.
and the
I mean,
rings.
we say it's the same old stuff, but actually it has a contemporary touch to it because he's talking about toroidal fields, and and as we've touched on before, the toroidal fields are a very whenever they talk about it, if you ever notice, there's no diagrams, no maths, no pictures, no representations. It's arm waving. He's going, and the thing's going in, and his arms are he's flailing around like he's putting out a fire at that point.
Right.
And you say, well, can you draw it? No, because what happens is it goes up and down, and it goes round and it inflects on the converse substitute of the inflectional substrata. It's just witticisms all just piled on.
Jeran
and all it
did
is.
actually take him on that because he did that and he came up with some phrase. And Jeran
Sure.
goes, well, what does that mean? What's that? What? And then he made the point. He said, you're using that. It's essentially that Lindsay, you know, the guy with the whiteboard.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
his model that he was using essentially. And he says you're using
Sure.
that model, and every time, and he went, yeah, I really like that guy, you know. And he said, well, every time I come
Sure.
across someone that's using that model, and I ask them to explain it, they can't. You know? And
Yeah.
that I think sums it up, really. You know, it's just such bollocks.
Sure.
But
It's not super difficult to make one of those, right? I mean, like a toroidal field. I mean, you could probably make it a cheap one. I mean, just to demonstrate it. They don't even bother doing that, you know?
He just needs to have the words toroidal field and a few other sciencey sounding things that you can use to bamboozle most people, and it's good to go, you know.
I like it when Jeran called up that the globe, the Marsh model, and he goes, "This is how fast it's rotating."
Right.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, 1,000 miles an hour. It sounds fantastical, doesn't it?
The guy the guy never got it though. You know, he went back to that point later on in the debate. He still didn't get it. He was going 1,000 miles an hour is 1,000 miles an hour, and you know he just could not grasp that. He couldn't.
No,
and I've
no.
said this from the start. I had a big argument with Quantum Eraser about this many years ago. That when they describe it in this way, it's deliberately deceptive. And he was trying to say, we always do it this way, you know. And I said, all right, give me an example of where we use miles an hour to describe a rotational speed like that. And he went, cars going around a racetrack.
Yeah, what's the miles per hour on my drill?
Right. We use RPMs for things like that, don't we? For obvious reasons.
But you can have countless conversations with people about, you know, well, how come the sun is in the? I see the sun and then the moon's over there, and how can they be in the? And you realise that really what it boils down to is that geometry and maths is not everyone's bag, and these people are never going to get it.
But it's not even that, is it? It's just knowing what causes the phases of the moon, and he thinks that, like a lot of people do, that it's caused by the Earth creating a shadow. So,
Right.
You know.
I guess I've never taken the one with the flashlight and the balls and the dark room thing.
Yeah, that was a good one.
You know, he's a real newbie, isn't he? And he's like a lot of people that are new to this. They, you know, a lot of people, even us. I mean, maybe not that particular thing about moon phases, but many people on this side of the argument said that when they joined it, they didn't know fuck all. You know, they learnt it all since.
Sure, I mean the amount of people in the general public, you talk about solar eclipses and stuff, they don't. Oh, it's because it's in front of that, and they haven't got a fucking clue about the umbra, penumbra, and how it transverses across the surface, and how it gets bigger and smaller, and they've got no idea of that at all. They don't have to, and they don't absorb it because it's for most people, frankly, it's fucking boring.
Right, and not useful in any way.
No,
right?
exactly, yeah. It's fun
for taking up time and you know furthering their narrative. So that's why I think Witzett's really good there and love there because he's really good at filling the gaps with fake numbers that sound real.
Yeah.
I was half expecting him when he said when the moon and sun are up in the daytime. I was half expecting him to go, "Why can't we see the sun at night?"
Yeah.
I want.
It's just
No, go ahead.
was just saying, I was having a conversation 3 or 4 weeks ago with someone I worked with a long time ago in the field of material sciences, and they're working on stress and fractures in systems. Yeah, a long time ago this was, and they were saying that it's never going to. Back in the time when they were doing that work, there was no way you could actually present this to anybody in the world at all. But nowadays, with all these YouTube videos of slow-mo cameras showing glass fracturing at thousands of miles an hour, at least people can get a better conceptualization of things, because the wealth of information is such that there are some things that are interesting. But clearly, there's a lot of things in the world that will never, the mechanics of an orrery and how the sun and the moon move. Most people don't care. They're never going to embrace that fully. They just see these pictures of all the planets lined up, around the flame-edged sun when they get from school, and that's as far as it goes.
I once heard someone make the point that a person living in, say, medieval times, that during their lifetime, the information that they consumed would be equivalent to reading a current Sunday newspaper, in their entire lifetime. So, how much information are humans designed to take in during a lifetime? We've only got so much room for all this shit, haven't we? And most of us have got a fucking hell of a lot going on. So we can sacrifice knowledge of a few things like moon phases and stuff like that if we, remember to pay the internet bill or whatever,
But the tragic truth is, Jem, is that we've all pretty much got a medieval appetite for it.
Right, yes, I think that's true. All right, then, let's move on. Well, we all knew he couldn't stay quiet for long. This week, Flat Earth book thieves Quantum Eraser and Adam Meakin responded to Nathan Oakley's allegations that they have stolen his book in a live stream hosted by Betty. First, we hear from QE.
This is a somber situation, and friendships are going to be lost today.
When did you hear about Nathan having a book or writing a book?
About 2 years ago. So we're sitting in the hangout, and all of a sudden, Nathan announces that he wrote a book. Can you post it? So he posted it, and I went through the table of contents and found the particular chapter, something that I could take a look at, this, check for its accuracy, how it was written. So I picked Gravity. So while they're still talking, I had the Gravity chapter, and I was going through it, and about mid to 3/4 of the way through it, I said, this is horse shit. So I said, Nathan, did you write this? Of course, I already knew he didn't. I know how people speak. Nathan, did you write this second, third, fourth time? I don't remember getting an answer. Maybe it's on tape. I said, you can't publish this. It's an embarrassment. Let's do it right. Let's make a book of the ages.
Yeah,
Something to that effect.
What did Nathan say?
Not much.
When did you start with the correcting of that text?
Well, it wasn't only me. I mean, it was everyone in the group. And the idea was to go ahead and fix this book. Yeah.
Okay. And where did you start?
Well, I told them right from the get-go that it would be impossible to go ahead and try to formulate this already written book. It's hard to make something coherent that's not coherent. You just start over again. However, I was outvoted, right, for whatever reason. So I said, okay, let's go through the tough slog and let's try to rewrite this with the text already in it.
Okay.
It sucked. My mindset was to help create a book for the ages on Flat Earth. I think we could do it. From the experience that we had inside that room, that was well attainable. Now, it was going to be painful, but it was attainable. I knew that. So that's when we started. And we started going through Nathan and Chuck's book.
Yeah.
See, there's 2 books, ladies and gentlemen, if you weren't aware of that. This is sort of a bait and switch issue. 2 books.
So what was the title of the book that Nathan...
Let's go and take a look at it. Here was the book I was presented. Flat Earth, housekeeping questions, deflate the globe. Pseudoscience and logical fallacies exposed, Nathan Oakley.
Is this what I see on Discord? Is that also on this show?
Yes.
So that's the book that Nathan came with.
Yes, this was already completed. This is the completed copy that was posted.
So Nathan has that book.
Would read out what Chuck and Nathan wrote, and then we would make our corrections, and we would say, well, Chuck, listen up. This is what we want you to replace this with. That's how it started. I told them from the beginning, I said, it ain't going to work, but okay, let's go this route. So they finally acquiesced, right? And we started to write a new book. Right around chapter 3, chapter 4, somewhere in there, we said, to hell with this. Let's go ahead and rewrite everything. Let's do it right. A healthy chunk we had copy and pasted directly from the website. Effective date, April 9th, 2020. Welcome to the Globe Terminator website. Access to and use of this website is subject to acceptance of the terms and conditions below, which include my privacy policy. By accessing, using, or obtaining any content or services through this website, you agree to be bound by these terms. There are 2 books. You have Flat Earth, Housekeeping Questions, Deflate the Globe. This is written by Chuck Berende, the publisher, and Nathan. That is his book. This.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There's another book, ladies and gentlemen. That is called Welcome to Flat Earth. The ultimate flat Earth reference. Nathan's already admitted he didn't know dick about it, and I taught him it, along with natural science, everything in natural science, and Coriolis. That's been already spoken about many. Yes. So Adam and I had talked previously. He went on his vacation. Before he left for his vacation, he brought up some concerns that he had, and I said didn't like those concerns. Because I know Adam is a man of principle, and principles will overtake him, and things will go south. I thought that they were going to go south. That's exactly the way it happened. So I waited till Adam got back, and I said, listen, let's go ahead and make a meeting with Nathan. After all, we wrote the book. That is, Adam typed it. Every single word, by the way.
What did Nathan, in the whole time that you guys were working on this book, what did he do? What did he do? What did he contribute?
And I would say 2 to 4 paragraphs in 14 chapters. If she is transcribing those taped videos of me and Adam and Brian writing that book, I would not publish that. It's called plagiarism. You're not guilty of it yet. Don't do it. A lot of the times he wasn't there. Adam and I would call out to him, he wasn't there, right? He'd be off doing other things or playing video games, right? There was a good percentage of times, a lot of times he was there, right? And he was just there as we wrote the book. I wanted to be, and Adam wanted to be, on the book as co-authors because that's what we were, and that's what we are. And then I said, personally for myself, I want 30%. I felt it was fair. Adam and I wrote most of the book. I'll take 30%. I'll give Nathan the rest of it. Adam's cut would come from my cut, my 30%, only when Nathan accumulated 250,000 pounds. Adam would get 10% of my 30%.
Did you discuss this with Adam beforehand?
I did. Then Adam agreed to that, and that's what I put towards Nathan.
And what did Nathan say?
He lost it. I wanted to get him back to the table. I wanted to talk to him. Listen, I understand being emotional about it. I got it, right? Especially with his family and his financial situation. I get it. So I was going to acquiesce to the 30%. I didn't say that, but that's what I was going to do. Once we sat down, got back and sat down and talked about it, I was going to acquiesce and, hey, just take all the cash. It's fine. But Adam and I are co-authors. We are going to be co-authors on that book. It's not negotiable.
What happened after you said the acquiesce? What happened afterwards?
Please give me my book. Please give me my book. Please give me my book. Well, I said, I didn't say anything. I said, number one, I said to myself, it's not your book. You already got your book. Everyone's looking at it right now. The one that he's talking about is Welcome to Flat Earth, the ultimate flat Earth reference. That's not his book. I said, listen, let's just try to diffuse this situation. Let's let a week or two pass. Maybe reason will come into this. We can sit down, have a discussion, and we can get this squared away. And with that, please give me my book. Adam and I were threatened with litigation. So I went to a copyright, intellectual property, and trademark lawyer.
So basically, people will say you ransomed the book.
I didn't ransom. How can I ransom my own book?
Well, because it will never see the light of day.
That's fine. That's just the way it's got to be.
So you're not going to write or take portions out there to write a book that is yours with an Adams, for example.
Adam and I have briefly talked about, yes, our the things that are ours, which is the majority of the book. Yes, so that might happen.
So now
I
there's
hate
2
him.
books, apparently.
We're not getting any money until Nathan Oakley makes £250,000.
Oh, no.
Who are they fucking kidding?
Oh, no.
I was expecting to say 250 pounds and thought that was.
Well, there's nothing more delicious than abject man children bickering.
Oh no, it's great, isn't it? It's just wicked. I love it.
I could have gone all day without hearing QE again.
So Nathan's got a book. He gave the book to someone else. Someone said, "This is shit. We're going to rewrite it." And Nathan's bickering because they haven't given him the one that they wrote.
Right, but you know, he sort of said, "Oh, there's 2 books." Well, there weren't 2 books, were there? There was 1 book. You wanted to be co-authors of it. Then, when you couldn't be co-authors of it, then all of a sudden there were 2 books. So it doesn't seem like they're really, this whole 2-book story isn't,
Why doesn't Nathan just post it?
It would still be dishonest, wouldn't it? Because it would mean that they pretended that they were helping him to rewrite his book, and in actual fact they weren't. They were never doing that all along. So, whichever way you cut it, it still seems like they're out of order.
But I mean, by Nathan not just saying "screw you," taking the original book that you released and just publishing it, that's Nathan saying, "I'm a dopey cunt, please help me."
It is kind of, isn't it? And
is.
They're talking about all this sort of copyright and all of that, but I mean, I don't know how much of unless you've taken QE's exact sentences, then it's just going to be an idea, isn't it? About I don't know, whatever his stupid evidence is, the railgun or whatever, or that missile system he always goes on about, that's line of sight to the horizon or this sort of bullshit, if you unless you've used his exact words, then he isn't going to be able to do anything, is he? If you've just got the idea. And they made the point specifically, Oakley had talked about this, and they, QE and Adam Meakin spoke about this as well, how what was it, the word they used? They de-QE'd various bits of text, because, when QE writes stuff, he's got all of this, sort of sarcasm and, like things that he thinks is really funny, metaphors and things like that he throws in that he thinks are really witty and aren't. And of course, they took all of that stuff out, so that they won't be able to relate it back to anything he's written anyway. I think that'll be hard.
I guess the whole thing with the 2 books was Nathan's first draft, and then the revised second draft. So as far as Nathan has his first original draft, he could try and publish it, although it's crap. And then there's the improved version, and Nathan wants the improved version because he thinks that's his too.
Does anybody know who this Chuck is that they're talking about? I think it's 10th Man, but I'm not entirely sure.
No, I'm not sure. I've never heard of it.
Chuck's not here, man.
Keep talking about Chuck. Anyway, back to Betty's live stream now, and Adam Meakin gives his take on the book saga. He talks about Chuck.
I then said to QE, so all I'd ask for is, after he's earned £250,000, that I'll sign a document saying, moving forwards, after that, I only want 10%, yeah? So for every $500,000 he'd then earn, I'd get 50 grand, which is pennies, isn't it? In terms of, but to recognise that it was never done for money, and I only ever wanted the best for his kids, which is why I continued to put all that work in. As tedious as it was, hard sometimes, juggling your own shit, cancelling your own other stuff, yeah? To crack on. Really putting the nail down before I went on holiday. He was desperate to get a decent income, and so from day one, Nathan was always pressuring and being given realistic timelines because he was never realistic. The reason he weren't realistic is because he weren't involved in the process. So when we're going mums, he's curious as to why. Yeah? And then we'll explain, and then we'll move on. But that was kind of Nathan's role. How long? What chapter are we on? Yeah? Have we done this one, man? Is this our second? Is this the... Because we did two. We wrote it, and then we went through what we then wrote, me and QE, again, to improve it, refine it, add to it. It was even lost as to where we were in the process, you know what I mean? That would be his shtick, would be to say where we're at and get some kind of estimated timings, but...
Did you know that he was playing Fortnite while you were doing the work?
Well, I knew he wasn't contributing, so a lot of the time, you know, he'd go, right, I've got to go and take the kids to playgroup, whatever, you know what I mean, or whatever lessons, and I'm going to go and make a coffee. Obviously, a lot of the times, you know he's not there because there couldn't be a point where you'd want to reference him, you want to involve him a bit. Like I said, I'm trying to write a book, so sometimes I'm calling out for Nathan to say, look, I just want what would you say here, Nathan? Yeah? Instead of me trying to phrase it, it's hard to write a book as somebody else, if you see what I mean. But so there'd be times that you'd call out like, Nathan, and there's nobody there. And I got messages telling me how bad a Christian QE was, yeah, and that he'd acquiesced, and then a demand to send the book. And that's kind of all I got, send me the book. And then, obviously, within a very short time, I get threats that he's going to go to the police, going to go to a solicitor, stuff that I was given privy to, put pressure on Adam to in-group in the masturbate, obviously removed from all the groups after seeing a lot of this. So I saw a lot of the abuse and vitriol, and then I was removed from the group. Random nice people like one that contacted me and calling me a scumbag. So I was not really in a mood to... I don't have to defend myself. Nathan knew what he did. I didn't really need to say a great deal at that point. And I was disappointed that there was no attempt from him other than to demand that I give him his book back. And then within a short time, he kind of guaranteed that the relationship would be severed with burn in hell, you thieving bastards, and I'm going to sue the hell out of you. I'm going to take both your houses, you bastard, burn in hell. Some messages like that. Fire emoji. You know. So once you've kind of received those messages, sadly you realise that the relationship's never going to be fixed. So what was important was to then do what me and QE did, which was to protect our intellectual property. In fact, I think I've been a very kind, considerate person at the first time of actually asking for what is morally correct, has then been subject to a tirade of abuse and ad hom from what I considered a friend, yeah, with no mention of our friendship or even attempt to fix it from day one. From day one, it was his way or nothing, and bogger the expense being our friendship straight away. In a way, if it was me, I'd be going, look, let's just split it 3 ways, guys, because you and Nathan have worked so hard writing that book for a year and a half. You've got to deserve something, yeah. So you imagine these scenarios that he must, yeah? And I'd go, no, I don't want it. Which is why then I invented the last bit at the end. Well, if you've earned so much money, just give me 10% and then we'll never have an argument between us. And that'll be a great thank you for all the work that I've done and set you and your family up for, that you didn't do. And let's be very clear about that. He did nothing other than sit there and play Fortnite, make a coffee.
Yeah.
Ask us, are we getting back on with the book? Are you getting back on with the book? Yeah, what? If we dare stray off the topic and speak to each other as friends. So, as well as, like QE previously mentioned, making sure it's been registered under US copyright, we've also sent a couple of letters to people just to remind them of the facts, so as to be unequivocal in our request that this does stop here, that Nathan can move forward with his book, but he mustn't use any of ours. So a cease and desist letter has been sent to Nathan outlining the salient points, and I think we'll probably read that to you all in a minute. And a secondary letter to Chuck, the potential publisher, and any other publisher would receive a similar letter outlining the facts and our position with regards to those.
So Nathan did nothing, apparently.
He played Fortnite, Jam. Come on, that's not enough.
In the midst of that, he said to protect our intellectual property.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
When I'm listening to this, all I'm imagining is two sets of copyright lawyers in two parts of the world going to lunch, laughing their fucking asses off.
I like how they say, "Oh, after you get the first $500,000 or the first $250,000," I go, "What in the hell? This thing is going to be like 99 cents on Kindle."
Do you think it's J.K. Rowling or something? What the fuck's going on? These people think this thing's valuable and that more than 100 people are going to want to read this.
And of course,
tens of people will buy this, right?
I don't doubt it'll be out in some sort of PDF format or ebook format, and then it'll just be, the floodgates. Nobody will buy it anymore because everybody's sharing it.
Well, they're talking about a publisher, aren't they? So, I don't know. And Oakley at one point said that the price he was going to charge for this, it was going to be a textbook type cost, not a regular book cost. You can sometimes pay a lot for a textbook.
Like 80 or 100 pounds, huh?
Right, but then he's also said that the content of this book is like his journey in flat Earth, and he mentioned something about when someone had an interview with Eddie Bravo and all of this sort of thing, So anyway, I'm probably spoiling the next clip. So shall we do that?
Thing is,
go ahead.
The thing I was going to say is that if they were writing a book about their journey, that would be one thing. That would be valuable to psychologists or students of like how humans formulate ideas and how the deceptions work in the mind. But they can't believe that they're going to sell multiples of this to people who
I know. It does seem that
this book is going to be on Oprah's book club list. Okay.
It does seem that they've talked themselves into a real massive daydream there, doesn't it? I don't know how they've managed to do that, but
this sounds like the Verve and the Rolling Stones bickering over bits of its symphony. This is just 3 or 4 blokes with a nonsense PDF. On the absolute fringes of society, pretending that this is fucking Gone with the Wind.
Right.
Now he said that they've talked to some publishers, but the publishers haven't even seen a draft. When they read that, I can't imagine any respectable publisher is going to commit that to linen and hard copy.
Well, as I understand it, the Chuck that they're talking about, is the publisher. So that's how I understand it, but I could be wrong about that.
Flat Earth Publishing.
Anyway, finally tonight, of course, Oakley wasn't going to let all this stuff be said without going completely mental. So here he is going completely mental.
So from what I understand from what my wife has just explained, his intention is from the off, was to insert copywritten material of his own into my book so he could take it. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. As I said, Neil, this will only ever serve to make him look worse. So when he's offering me help what he's actually doing is planning on parasitically stealing from me.
Well, they're going to spin it at the end that they came to you, I'm telling you. And they brought it to you to be co-authors, and that's how they're going to spin it. And that you just outright said, absolutely not. Rejecting all the hard work that they did.
So
That's
what
how
you're
they're
saying
going to
is,
spin it.
yeah, so they're saying that they retrospectively asked to be co-authors after he'd already planned to steal it anyway with inserting his own copywritten material?
Correct.
Why? Well, according to someone who told us earlier, was it Arthur?
Honey, whatever you think, babe.
According
Yeah,
to
Flat Arthur said he's seen it.
He said that he'd already seen that he'd got intentions of his own book and got one sentence printed out that he could hover over. Well, if he had an interesting life or career through Flat Earth, he'd be able to write a book, wouldn't he? Now, my wife explained, she's like, just put pen to paper and stuff will flow out of you about this subject, I promise you. So today, and every single time that I've been at the Tuesday art class, you have got little snippets of what's just poured out of me. And each and every time you go, well done, Nathan, that's what Flat Earth debate's all about. Well, that's because I've had an interesting career in Flat Earth. Quantum Eraser has not. Hence, he needs to be a parasite and insert his, sites information? Most of his website's just full of references and citations. That's what it is. It's a website full of citations and references. So, by inserting the citations that have come from his website, they're citations and references. He doesn't own them. But because he's got the words copyright QE at the bottom, he thinks he can usurp me and is all the while offering help while he's actually inserting what he thinks is his own copywritten material. Doesn't understand copyright law for a start. Had it been my charge to generate excitement for a Quantum Racer book, I could have done it in a heartbeat, couldn't I? Now, when Brian says if things had been different, you'd be the bad guy. Yeah, but if things had been different, I could have been a very good guy to them and generated that same excitement for some boring-ass book where QE spins his very limited existence in this subject matter, by comparison, into something that would have been sold to people as exciting. Or more likely than not, it would have been trying to spin excitement into endless hyperlinks and references, which is basically his website. So he's gone, okay, well, if I insert my website into Nathan's book, Bob's your uncle. You're like, no, that's not what it's about. The fact that he was offering assistance in the first place could have been spun into a separate book for him, a separate book for Adam, and they could have had what they wanted, that excitement generated around them. Instead, they decided to be parasites. What a waste. How sad. It does almost make me want to cry. And my wife's calling complete bullshit. She's the one transcribing the information from me to the Word document that I'm now going to have to reacquire at great expense to my audience. And she's saying, no, I've typed up many, many, many paragraphs.
He's giving you credit for 2 paragraphs out of 14 chapters. That is not just a fucking lie. That is an outright insult. And the fact that he won't put in shit that you wanted in there. What a scumbag. I'm getting fucking angry.
Like I say, Neil, what difference does it make? As QE's just highlighted, I did hear that. Yeah, I taped all the sessions. So while these 2 clowns were losing copies and getting robbed, oh, well, what do you know? Nathan's still got it all. It's just been transcribed by my wife. And when she's transcribing it going, today was an easy day, Nathan. Why is that, Paula? Well, because I was transcribing you talking concisely about the subject instead of the slurring fucking ramblings of a wanker whose name will be quickly forgotten, or endless fucking hyperlinks from a website. When she actually gets to transcribe what I say, and it ain't 2 fucking paragraphs, she said it's an easy day of transcription. When she has to try and make Hegner Taylor the stupid, shitty ramblings of Adam fucking wanker, then it's a difficult day. So, no, you're right, that is an insult. But when my book comes out with my name on it, people will get to read stuff like you've been hearing snippets of, Neil, right? Well, those will be interjected with the material that's been reacquired by my wife transcribing all the sessions. Yeah? Not from their blackmailing little bastards' attempts to get on my book as the authors when they're definitely not. Yeah? Saying that you've typed up Nathan Oakley's life, oh, that makes you the author, does it, you stupid retard? No, it makes you a thief A thief trying to insert your own copywritten material from day one so you can usurp me? What a wanker. As I told you all along, Neil, the only thing this show is serving to do is to make him sound like a complete arsehole. He's not going to come out sounding good. He's not going to generate huge amounts of respect, is he? He's going to say it like he said it all along. Well, the reaction from me has been to what he's saying and is saying continuously, which is, you didn't write your own book, I wrote it. Are you having a fucking laugh? Are you delusional? You wrote the Nathan Oakley book about the Nathan Oakley show Flat Earth debate that's been running daily for 10 years. You wrote that, did you, you fucking smug twat? No, you didn't. You're nothing more than a glorified, trumped-up secretary. Both of them. And not even competent ones. By their own admission, they kept losing the material. So, you useless pair of twats, you'll be reading my book with my fucking name on it. You won't be reading the Quantum Eraser citation book. You won't be reading the Andrew Meakin's slurry drunk book. You'll be reading the interesting book of Flat Earth debate. Stories about how people like Eddie Bravo are shouting me out as absolutely demolishing people. Interweaved with the discussions about Stephen Chess getting to talk to Alex Jones about how Earth's flat and being called a prank caller. The things that I experienced that a lot of people who read the book won't have experienced, and Quantum Eraser definitely didn't. But he thinks he wrote my book. The man's absolutely delusional. Like any grandiose narcissism, he thinks he's the author of everything, doesn't he? Well, dickhead, you think you're the author of cited sources? They're sources! You haven't got an interesting bone in your body. Your stories of Colonel Pyle and your stories of Mae West, even they are stolen.
Up to 30%, right? And it's not, this isn't worth our friendship.
Yeah, let's just get something absolutely straight. You'll give up the 30% that you weren't offered, you stupid fucking retard. Nobody offered you 30%, dickhead. You haven't got a fucking publicist, and you haven't got a book. What, you were going to give up the 30%? You didn't have it, you stupid twat. But your parasitical ass wanted it, didn't you? Yeah, now we all know that you absolutely, without question, wanted 30% of my book. Financially. Well, you can cram it up your ass now, can't you, jumped up fucking editor? After you've been sacked? No, I don't think you're getting a dime. You're certainly not getting your name on it, and you're certainly not the fucking author. 2 paragraphs. Okay. Yeah, when my wife's done transcribing my book that'll have my name on it, there won't be any question of the 30% you'd be giving up. What, you were going to give me my own book and you were going to give up the 30%? There wasn't a 30% and there was never a book for you to take from me, you stupid clown. It's being produced now with a different set of editors. The 2 I had were sacked. You. Why? Because you're telling the author you're going to give up 30% of his book, you trumped up fucking retard. Are you delusional? Absolutely, without question, you're delusional. In your mind, you're getting 30% of my book. You call that help, you mercenary fuck. Yeah, well, that blew up right in your face, didn't it, you fucking retard?
So, Nathan's not very happy anyway. But then he never is he?
Let me say something that makes me happy, Jim. I always worry that these flat earthers impose their stupid flat earth ideas on their wives and spouses. It sounds like his wife is on board with this stupidness, so they deserve the karma they get.
She's not actually a flat earther. She did actually do a... They did a sort of a... I guess you'd call it a debate once. I can't remember who it was she spoke to. I think it might have been Weiss. But I can't remember. But she isn't actually... And she was resistant to what... She wouldn't have it. She didn't put up any fierce fight, but she just wouldn't accept what she was being told by whoever it was. So...
Oh, well then I did mixed feelings again.
Yeah. Fair play to her, eh? Anyway, that's the book saga up to date. We've been going for 3 hours and 3 minutes, so we should probably call it a day. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on YouTube. Thank you to those people who super chatted the show. That is very much appreciated. Thank you to everyone who joined the panel here to make the show happen, because if it was just me, there wouldn't be much said, I feel. So thank you all for that. We'll be back as usual in 2 weeks' time at the same time, which is 10 p.m. UK time. Thank you very much for watching and have a good evening.
stop talking about it and do something!
Suck my dick, Earth, with that bullshit.
Really?
It's like a gentle hate. Do we have another benevolent service? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you benevolent? Your friends are.
I mean, moving on. I think I'm coming out of my closet. This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat earth person. Not have a lady. Not have a